Welcome to another episode of Design in Progress. Tonight we are playing one of the games of one of the people over on the server, Ned, who has been on the show a couple of times.
Regnat. It's very
Reg,
easy to get confused with Rex Regis because that was an earlier draft name for it, but Rex Regnat works better, and it's because I'm bad at Latin and I'm bad at noun declension.
yeah,
Wait, it's Reg or Rex? Because
Rex, R-E-X,
okay,
Regnat.
it is Rex.
Rex
It is
Regnat.
Rex is the first word. It is the king he reigns.
I guess let's go with this. Joining us today, we've got Zero Gamer
Hello.
and Slugface Killa.
Hoi.
It's been a while since you've been on Slug. I think it was the dice game that I was working on, that we were actually working on together for a while. I think that's the last time you were on. Anyway, so they are joining us today. I'm your host, Endgamer, and I'm going to pass it off to Ned to explain what the heck we are doing today.
We are debating the Polish Constitution of 1791. So, as everybody knows, Poland in 1791 was a former European superpower that had recently hit hard times. The recently hit hard times, for a given value of recently, the last several hundred years, Poland had been having problems with its government. Specifically, it couldn't get anything done. I'm sure that nobody has any kind of historical analog for that
No.
beyond the one that we're dealing with, but as also happened historically, people are gathering together, and we have decided as a nation, as a country, that a new constitution is needed. However, there's a lot of disagreement about what that new constitution looks like, and that's what we're finding out today. So Rex Regnat is a trick taker. First and foremost, and these tricks are each represent a particular political debate. So if folks are ready, if you want to pick a faction, the factions are asymmetric. They're different. The four factions are: you have the regime in blue, you have the reformers over here on the left, you have the reactionaries over here on the right, and you have the radicals down where I'm sitting. And you are welcome to, if you have a preference about who you would like to be, please switch it up. They're all relatively balanced against one another, but they all want slightly different things. And there is the radicals and the reformers tend to be a little more aligned, and the reactionaries and the regime tend to be a little more aligned.
Trying to remember who I think I was the regime. No. I was the.
I have no concept of any of this, so I'll just.
Could I be blue? Do you want to take my yellow, Zero?
Yeah, sure. I don't care. Yeah. I know I'm yellow, but what does that mean?
You're the reactionaries. So each of these factions wants Poland's constitution to end up a different way. Our goal as players is to try and accomplish the things listed on our scorecard. So everybody should have a scorecard in front of them that is on the A side, and these scorecards will list the things that you want. The B side we will get to. The B side happens during the second hand of the game. As a trick taker, it's played over 2 hands. And on the when we get to the second hand, we will transition to the B side. If you have a burning desire to see what you will care about in the future, you can flip over your card and look at that. But for right now, we're going to focus on what you care about right now at this first legislative session. So everybody cares about policies, is the first thing. So we're going to talk about these policy tracks over on the left. Does everybody see these policy tracks that I have here on the left?
Yes.
Yes. So on your scorecard, there will be some number of points per policy of a particular flavor. So one of the main things that we are going to be debating is these policies. Policies can be in 4 states. So I'm going to talk about this veto policy, for example. If a policy is in the center on this central icon, it is status quo, and the regime is perfectly happy to have things remain as they are. Policies can also be suited. You'll notice that there are suited regions on the tracks. If a policy is in that suited region, then it is that kind of policy. So for example, I have moved veto over to the left here, and this has become an eagle policy. So the end gamer, you would be scoring for that. And I, as the radicals, would be scoring 2 points for that. So you care about eagles more than I do, but we both like eagles. A policy could also be suited in the other direction. So here, this policy is now a scepter or bulawa policy. And you'll notice that the regime is good with that. It likes that. The status quo is fine, but the scepters are good too. Finally, a policy can be on a dead zone where it is not in any particular set. It's neither status quo nor suited, in which case nobody gets any points for that policy. Does that make sense to everybody? So I have put veto
Yes.
into the dead zone.
Yes.
Different policies are asymmetric, so some policies are easier to move one way than another. Policies can only ever be one way. They can either, this is an eagle policy, this is also an eagle policy. It is not more eagle. It is still an eagle policy. You
The
don't get any
most
more for
eagle
having
of policies.
Yes. But you don't get any more for having it more in the direction. You might want it to make it less likely to move out of there, but
Right.
that's you might be asking, wow, this sounds exciting. We're moving a bunch of policies. How can we do that? And the answer is that we're going to be debating issues. So at this point, I'm going to, I would like everybody to take their king into your hand. And then I'm going to deal everybody, let's see, I've changed this so it is,
Oh yeah, that's right, because we get the
yeah, we're going to get there. So you'll have a total of 5 cards in hand. You'll have your king plus 4 other cards. Does that make sense to everybody?
I have the cards. They're here
So
in my hand.
5 cards total.
5 cards total.
5 cards total in your hand. We're about to get. You will have more cards, but I just want to show people cards.
Okay.
These cards go from 1 through king in 4 different suits. The game is played over a series of 8 tricks. You're going to have more cards, so don't get involved. And these 8 tricks are 8 debates. Each debate begins by somebody selecting the issue that we're talking about. The issues are these circular tokens. The person with the flag gets to select what the issue is that we're talking about. So, Endgamer, can you do me a favor and just grab some policy off of
This policy.
Right.
Sorry, you mean
This is what-
issues, right?
this issue? Yes.
This issue.
is
My
what we're-
Because
apologies.
This is policies.
This is policy.
These
This
are policies,
issue,
correct.
yes.
These are issues. Yeah.
Debating this issue. To turn it into a policy?
Issues have 2 important pieces of information on them. The first important piece of information that they have is that they have the suits. So this is a issue that is pitting eagles against crowns. So on this issue, you are required to play an eagle or a crown if you have one. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that is the first thing. The second thing is the particular flavor of issue that it is. There are 3 flavors of issue. They are all resolved the same, the only difference being the reward for winning them. The white X issues are what are called policy issues, and these are debates about the specific policy that they are next to. So, for example, this issue that has been grabbed is a debate about the law policy. So when you grab that, then you're going to replace it with the flag, just to help people remember what we're talking about. And then starting with the player to the left of the player with the flag, each person would play 1 card to the trick face up, indicating the argument that they are putting forward. We then, after everybody has played an argument, so the person with the flag will play the last argument, we resolve from the highest card to the lowest card. The highest card that matches the issue will win the issue, will get to take the token. You may score points for that. So, for example, the reformers like to win policy debates. And so if you look on their card, they score 2 points per policy token that they've won. But also you will get the rewards from winning, which I will talk about in a second, because the rewards vary with the type of issue that you win. Again, there are 3 flavors of issue. The lowest card that matches one of these issue suits will take the flag. So let's pretend, Slugface, that you had the lowest card. You would get to take the flag, and you would get to pick the next thing that we talk about and get to play last. So playing a low card is very powerful because there is not going to be enough time to talk about everything. So you are going to want to make sure that your issues get talked about and that other people's issues. Also, playing last is a big advantage in a trick taker, with one tiny caveat that we will get into in a moment. So again, highest wins the issue, lowest takes the flag. People in the middle and people who are off suit complain. When you complain, you will drive up outrage in the suit of the card that you played. So let's pretend that I played this offsuit 6 of scepters. I would move this token up the scepter track 1 space. When you move this outrage marker onto a space that has a reward, you get that reward. So to go through the rewards really quickly, these beautiful tiles are influence tokens that are worth 2 points. Doesn't matter who you are, everybody likes them, they're all worth 2 points. Arrows give you a free policy move. You get to move a policy 1 in the direction indicated by the arrow. So for example, this arrow is to the left, you get to move one policy to the left. This arrow is towards the middle. You get to move one policy towards the middle. This arrow is towards the right. You get to move one policy towards the
Towards the right?
towards the right.
We figured it out.
Those are most of them. Finally, there are these circular issue indicators. These will force an issue. So if, like, let's say this token gets moved here, the person who does that gets to pick the next thing that is debated, regardless of whether or not they have the flag, but it must be a red issue. So these are red. This is red. It forces a red issue. Does that
So they
make sense?
choose it. They choose it, but they still don't start it.
They don't start. The person with they might start or they might not start, right? The person with the flag is the person who is going to get to pick.
Yep.
Is the person to the left of the flag will get to play the first card.
Right.
Another note about this, I have mentioned that you must play in suit, so you must play an eagle or a crown if possible. It is not must follow. It is must follow issue. What that means is you must play an eagle or a crown, but it doesn't matter what anybody else played. You can always play any eagle or any crown. It doesn't matter if somebody else played an eagle or a crown, you can do whatever you want for that issue, right? For each issue has its own set of suits that it is about.
Right.
So
Must
like
follow pair of
either.
suit. Yes.
Either one, yes.
Yeah, must follow
This might naturally lead you to the question, boy, it seems very likely that if I play a king, can somebody else play a king for me? And somebody else plays a king, whose king is higher, or whose card is higher? And the answer is that the earlier played card is higher. The earlier played card is always higher.
Mm-hmm.
The tying's
that make
bad
sense?
generally.
What?
So tying is bad. I mean,
Tying
for the
is
second
bad.
person, yes.
Yeah, for the second person, it's generally bad. It's generally bad to tie.
Well, yeah, the first person can't tie. That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, no.
That's how math works.
They had prescience. Like,
I mean, if you're counting cards, you might be able to figure it out.
spice.
Does that make sense for everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
We
now
didn't.
I'm going to talk about the rewards for
Okay, good.
winning an issue.
I was like, we didn't talk about rewards at all.
We haven't talked about rewards. We are going to talk about rewards now. The white issues are policy issues. They are linked to the policy that they are next to. If you win a policy issue, you either get to make one move, the bottom plus. So, for example, if you win this veto issue, you could move it one towards eagles, or you could move it one towards scepters. Or you can move it two with a compromise. So if you are moving it towards scepters, you can move it 2 spaces towards scepters, but then you must compromise with eagles. You need to move something one towards eagles. That is a compromise. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mhm.
If I move it 2 towards eagles, I need to compromise with scepters. 2 towards eagles, 1 towards scepters. Does that make sense for everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is policy issues. They are 2 and 1, and they are in the linked issue. They are on the policy that you are talking about.
Right.
Rallies are these red tokens. Rallies represent you gathering groups of people to support your political faction. When you win a rally issue, you get to move any track 1 in one of the directions. So if you win this Eagle Scepter issue, you can move anything either 1 towards scepters or 1 towards eagles. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
There's
+1 of
also an
either.
up arrow. Whatever suit you move is also a suit you increase outrage in. When you get people into the street demanding things, they expect things to be done, and they are mobilized.
And when they don't, they get angry.
Correct.
Again, no frame of reference for that at all.
0 frame of reference. The last flavor of issue are appointment issues. They are these blue issues. The blue issues do not move any policy. Slugface, as the regime, you start off with an appointment already.
I got a special
the
minister.
You do have a special minister. When you play a card from your hand, here's a card that you're playing. It doesn't matter the suit. You put your token on top of that card. That card is now a king. This is now a king of scepters. If it was a different suit, this is a king of crowns.
Okay.
You don't have to match suit.
Got it.
It just becomes the king of whatever you put it on. Once you use that token, you use it once and it's done. It does not get used again.
That's my power.
Okay.
That is your power. As the regime, you have control over what's going on right now because that's the benefits of being the regime. That's the game.
I love the
We
status quo.
exactly. We will play for 2 hands. At the end of the first hand, there's a reset procedure, and then your card will flip over to the other side. The other side is generally pretty similar to the first side, and I'll go through the reset procedure. But if you're the kind of person who really hates being surprised and wants to strategize about the whole thing, feel free to flip over to the other side of
I
your
think I
card.
just need to know what overthrow is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't talk about overthrow
you
in the
do.
first half because it's not mathematically possible in the first half. What I will say is that if any of the outrage tokens gets moved off of the board, there is an overthrow, and the game immediately ends with the overthrowing player scoring points listed on their card.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is the historical outcome. There is not, if there is an overthrow, there is not a second round of scoring. Generally, I don't talk about overthrow until we get to the second half because it is not mathematically possible to cause an overthrow in the first half of the
That's fair, but it is on the other half of the card, which you did direct my attention
It
to.
I'm
You're not
into it
wrong.
though. I like
All right.
overthrow. I like it 11-ish kind of.
So
Oh,
what's
yeah.
my faction's
I only like it
what's
7.
what's
Yeah,
my
you're
what's,
not so into it.
what's my faction's special ability?
Your faction's special ability is that you are the reactionaries, and so you score points when people are mad. So you score points when any of the outrage tracks are up in this second region.
So at the end of the first round, if they're there, I get points.
Right. You just want
Yes.
people to be mad.
Yeah.
Kind of mad,
You
but
also,
not rebellious.
yeah. Well, it's very
It can be
difficult to get
mad
up
or
into
rebellious or
no,
above,
it's
right?
above. Yep. Yep. It is or above. Yep.
You want people orange
But
or
it's
red.
very
You
difficult to
don't
get
like
up
yellow
into this.
people.
Yeah, it's very
Well, they're
difficult
just
to get it up
talking.
into that top region.
Looks like they're just
You
talking about
also
stuff.
score points from winning appointments. So appointments are powerful issues, and so winning those is very nice to you. The reformers are big policy nerds, so they get points from they get slightly more points from winning policies than do the black coded factions.
I just feel like I'm a
as some of the-
faction full of barristers.
You're not wrong. You also get points for winning policy debates. I am the radicals. I really like winning rallies. I want to demonstrate that people are on my side. I get a lot of points for winning rally issues and policies, nice.
Yeah.
What are my North Star issues or policies?
Those are in the center. So the center of
right,
everything
status
is-
quo. I love status quo.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yes, you're great with the status quo. You also would like to win, demonstrate that the people are on your side.
Yep.
All right. But
And
before
use
we
my
get started,
pins.
there is the last little bit, and that is, can somebody help me? Endgamer, can you help me
Mhm.
to deal 4 down and 4 up for everybody? Woo.
Yeah.
Woo.
We both grabbed the same card.
Yeah.
It doesn't like it when we both grab the same card. Yeah.
I just want to leave these cards here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're going to leave those cards here, but not in a moment. Hold on. So you get 4 down and 4 up. These 4 up are also part of your hand. So Slugface, you got your, I'm going to do your 4 up. So part of your hand is publicly facing.
Okay.
The last important note is when you play a card from your hidden hand, you have to disguise it behind one of your public ministers. So when you play a card from your hidden hand, that is the hand that you are holding onto in your hands, as it were, you must discard one of your face-up cards in front of you.
That's new.
That is new. This is a better way to track round timing because there are 8 cards, and so you are guaranteed to run out of cards in front of you when you're out of issues to talk about.
Perfect. I love it.
All right. When you play a face-up
this works
card,
because there's 8 cards and 8 rounds. There you go.
yes, yeah, exactly. When you play a face-up card,
Mhm.
you flip the face down card underneath it immediately. So you get to know what the thing underneath it is. Does that make sense?
The thing. Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. So Endgamer, you have the flag as the reformers flag. So please pick what we're going to talk about.
Let's go with this right off the bat.
The veto issue. Okay.
Veto
And
issue.
then Zero Gamer, you are to the left of the flag, so you are the first to play. You are required to play eagles or scepters. You don't give a huge amount of shits about this issue.
Yeah, I really don't. So we'll play 3 of scepters.
Slugface to you.
So if I have a card face up that is, then I
You-
must play that. If I don't
You
have
must
one in
play
my
an
hand,
eagle or a
right?
scepter if you can. You played that 3 from your hand, right, Zero Gamer?
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So please burn one of your face-up ministers.
Where does this go? Where's the
It
discard?
just goes to a discard pile.
Okay.
You can put it off to the
Right,
corner.
yep.
Yeah. Corner.
Yep.
Side. There we go. An 8.
All right. I don't hyper care about this. I think I would like to talk about my shit though. So I'm gonna do this one of eagle.
Sorry, what is this card?
That is
That's
discarded. When you play a card from your hidden hand, the hand of cards that you are holding, you burn one of the cards in front of you.
oh.
Yeah, but doesn't he have an eagle?
Yeah,
He
he
does, but
played
he's not
a
required to
scepter.
play.
Oh, a scepter is part of
I
it.
played a
Yeah,
low
yeah,
scepter.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
From my
Yeah.
hand. Yes.
And I am playing a high eagle.
All right. So
the
the
jack.
high eagle will take. Yes, the jack will take
Right,
it.
so I'm gonna take all these.
Hold on, don't take them yet. Don't take them yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. Don't take them yet. Sorry, my brain.
Don't take them yet.
Yeah, we gotta
We're gonna resolve from the
resolve in
top
order.
down.
Yep.
Yes. So the jack goes first.
Ooh.
What
Okay.
would you like to do with the veto issue?
I am going to move
You want to
this.
make an enemy of Slugface? All right.
I'm gonna move 2 and 1 this way.
Yep. That's the mean play.
Right?
Then we go in order. So next, the 8 of eagles goes. You are in the middle, so you complain. So Slugface, please move the eagles up 1 space.
Bloop.
Done.
3 is next. You're complaining in scepters. So
So
Zero
0,
Gamer, please
you can-
move the scepter up 1 space. Okay. And then I had the lowest card. So I take the flag and I get to pick what we're talking about next.
There you go.
I would like to talk about this.
Mm,
And it's that offsuits are just always
They're always complaints.
outrage.
They do not make any productive conversation.
Grudge. Okay.
But you must play in suit if you can.
But if you're on suit and in the middle, it's also complaints?
Yes, that's also a
Yes.
complaint. Yep.
Okay. And lowest card
So-
overall.
The flag is the lowest in suit.
Lowest oh right, lowest in either suit.
Yes. Is
Yes.
the flag.
Yep.
Because offsuit ones always complain.
All right, Endgamer, you are first to play
Oh,
onto this rally issue.
So I am.
So what's the reward for winning this one again?
I get to move any issue 1. So that's the plus with the gray background, and then I increase outrage in a suit, the suit that I move.
Okay.
I'm okay with either of those going in that direction. So I'm just gonna play. I guess I could play slightly lower than that.
You could. If you had one. Remember that if you're playing from your hand, you have to burn a card.
Yep, I'm actually gonna do this. Sorry.
Okay. 0.
2 of eagles, and that's eagles or the little mans.
Eagles
wheat, yeah.
or wheat.
Wheat.
Let's go. I'll throw. Yeah, I'll put this.
That is
crown.
neither eagle
No,
nor
no,
wheat.
you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay. Well, okay. If we're gonna do that, then we will do this 10. What is it?
Burn a
Wheat?
face-
It is
Wheat.
wheat.
Okay. Burning
and
Man.
then burn a face
Gotcha.
up.
Teas. 10 of tea.
But you don't need
No,
to.
Michael?
Did you play that
Yeah,
from
he
your
played
hand?
from hand,
Okay.
so he had to
I got
burn.
it.
Played it from
Yeah.
my hand again. Yep.
I assumed you were
Uh,
playing that 7 there.
So yeah, so I'll play this Jack of tea. And so I have to discard one of these.
Yes. Any one of those.
This maybe.
All right.
Ooh.
And then I'm going to play my Queen of Eagles and win.
Mhm.
So I'm going to move towards Eagles 1. I'm going to move this veto issue deeper into this area.
Okay.
And then I will also increase outrage in Eagles, which token.
Mhm.
And then I'm done resolving.
Wait,
Jack
what
is
was
next.
under this? Oh, it was just that's
There
just a
was-
point. Okay.
Just 2 points.
Yeah, it's 2 points, but yeah.
Done.
Yep.
Okay, and then I guess I move other
Yes,
wheat
because you
up,
are second. So because you are second, you get the token.
second
Mm.
token.
I'll move it up for you.
Go. Thank you. Then Endgamer goes first.
And then I get the flag.
He gets the flag.
I'm gonna go with this.
All right. And then Zero Gamer, you are first to play.
Yeah. Let's go with I'm gonna play this one of wheat.
Slug. Again, this is another wheat versus Eagles issue.
Okay, I've got this 8 of wheat.
And then burn a card.
All right.
Mm.
I am going to do.
Don't think about what I'm
we've
doing
got-
too hard, End.
uh,
Don't
these
know
are
at all.
Eagles. I'm gonna do a 3 of Eagle.
Okay, so the thing to beat is 8.
8. Yep,
8
you
of
do not have to try real hard.
All right, I shall play this queen.
All right, Queen will take it.
Alrighty, so as the queen, I shalt go 1, 2 in this
And then
direction,
you have to compromise with wheat.
1 in that direction.
Great.
I
And then
shall
the 8 will
discard that.
complain in wheat.
I'm mad about this wheat.
The 3.
Yeah,
and
it
then
kind
the
of looks like a
1 takes the
T.
flag.
Sorry, that one
No,
wrote.
no,
itself.
go for it. Go for it.
Sorry
That
about
one
this
wrote itself.
man-shaped wheat.
He opened such a big door there.
What are we talking about?
What do we do in Zero?
I'm thinking. Hmm.
It's only 3 more, right?
It's more than 3 more, because you've got some under.
Oh yeah, it's because the under ones don't stack
don't
in such a
stack
way
up.
where they give you the number.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe that there are 5. There are 5 left.
there shall I concur with that assessment.
That sounds correct to me. Okay. So winning one of these guys gives you a
The
king.
token.
Yeah, basically
it's worth a king in the future. Yes.
king in token
Okay.
form.
Yeah. And it's points for you. You really care about who runs the government. You want them
Yeah,
to
but
be
I
your
don't
buddy.
want to actually pick these.
You would prefer that somebody else pick them. So you can,
Yes.
of course, talk to people and you can say, hey, would you like to, is there an issue that you would like? Could we make a trade?
I don't know.
How would that work? How would we trade anything?
Like
So
you
would
could
say,
yeah.
you could say, like, so for example, I want to win these rallies. I also don't want to bring them up because I know that you guys are sitting on the king, right? I don't want to bring these up. So if you bring up one of these rallies, I will bring up one of your appointments the next time I get the flag.
And then we
Okay.
lie until you do what we say. These are non-binding, yes?
Or like
These are not
you want these crowny policies. If you do this crown versus this, and if I win, I'll go 2 towards me, and then I'll send 1 towards you.
Yeah, that's if you win. Okay.
Well,
if
if you win, you get to just put it towards crown. You know.
I guess I'll just
He already knows that you.
I'll just take this for now. Okay.
Okay.
So
right.
Slug has to go first.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Eagles and Crowns.
Eagles and crowns, eh? Well,
Yeah.
here's an eagle.
Here's a crappy eagle.
10 is what you say. Um.
Pull the king out.
Yeah, I'm vested in this. I'm a king this
Okay.
up, and I'm going to discard this 9. Hope that I get a better card here.
Sadly, no.
No, I did not.
But I'm sorry, I missed something. How did you discard?
You always, when you play a card from your hand, you always burn a card from
Oh,
your.
that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because we all have a king in our hand.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when
I
that,
think going first is bad.
Kinda,
I think
yeah.
it's really bad. Okay. I guess I'll play this. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I mean, getting to
this-
go last does mean that like you see what card you need to use, and you might be able to use a lower card. Like I didn't have to
If
use
you
this
got
king
it.
for the past 2 times that I won because I had a card that I was able to put in because of how low all of you
Yeah.
played.
Going later gives you more options, maybe,
Yeah.
unless your hand sucks.
Unless it doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, all of us only get 1 king, so it's like
Unless you win
Hey,
one of these.
hey,
Yeah.
easy on that
so-
one king.
some people get 2 kings because
Hey,
they're
I'm the regime, buddy. I'm the regime.
busted.
No, I'm the
Alright,
regime.
so you win again, Endgamer.
I win again.
Yeah.
Um.
No one can. You played a king. No one can trump that.
All right, so I'll move this 2 here. And which one of these 2 do you want me to be moving? This one?
Yeah, do succession. Yeah.
Get that one that way. And then here's how cool I am. So I took this.
Alright.
And then I like to put the kings in a separate discard pile, just so it's clear what kings have been played.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I think Slug gets to move his outrage meter up 1.
Yep. And so you got to move something to the left.
Franchise is dumb.
I'm doing that.
Well, Eagle
Oh,
franchise. is
no, hold on. Wait.
Oh, sorry. You were ahead. Sorry.
I was
Yep, my
ahead.
bad.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, move
You're
on the
going
clock.
last, fool.
Yeah,
Right.
take your flag.
So this stays there, yeah.
All right. Yep. All right. Tidying up, taking the flag.
Taking
All
the
right.
flag.
Zero Gamer, I will offer you that same deal that I offered, where I will bring up one of these blue issues for you if the next time you have the red issues for me.
I can do that. Yeah.
Great.
Bring up this one.
Y'all have fun.
Oh,
Perfect.
Y'all have fun.
All right.
Fight.
So an important tiny little wrinkle, and this is
Oh,
a
no.
pure game balance thing. You cannot use a blue issue on a blue issue.
Yes, that's right.
I think I forgot to discard a card last turn, so I just moved one over. Okay.
what's a blue issue on a blue issue?
Like you
You
can't
cannot
what
use
was
use
that?
blue token. You cannot use your blue token on a blue issue.
Okay. This is more gray to me, by the way. But
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes.
Gray blue, granite,
Like
blue
a
A
stone.
minister.
Slate.
A minister.
okay.
Yeah.
So I have to play my king because I want to win this.
Mm.
And if I play mine, then I win?
No, you lose.
do not. You
Oh.
lose because you're second. Your king is lower.
Ties lose. They're bad.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Okay, this is.
You're gonna take the flag, and I'm gonna let's see. Do I have any? Yeah. Let's get rid of this piece of poop.
Doke.
All right. So king will win the issue.
Okay. So I take. Where is it?
You just take
Yep.
that.
I take that. Okay. Cool. So I now have a king of one of these symbols.
A king.
No, it's just whenever you play a card, you can drop that on it, and it becomes a king. No symbol match required. It's just so.
Okay. So if I play this, then it becomes a king of wheat.
Yes, exactly.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
All right. King is burnt. Goes into the king discard. 10 is next.
Oh, so I played that king from my hand, so I have to discard another card.
You-
so
10
have
is
to burn
next.
it,
Yep.
yeah.
So I'm gonna move this up. So I get
Take the
these points.
token. Yep.
Sweet.
Scepter is next. 5 of Scepter is next. I take this token and these points, and then the 1 is going to take the flag.
Okay. This one?
Sure.
Hmm.
Okay.
Wait, no, not that one. What am I doing? This one.
No, you want that one. You want the Eagle one because the Eagle King's been played. I have yet to play my Wheat King.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But doesn't he have a king?
No, I already
Uh,
used it.
Oh,
king already.
you
I
didn't get
used
the
my
3
king.
king.
I haven't
Yeah.
gotten
No,
my.
I have the 3. I have the free king.
Yeah. I have a king too, but my king is a Wheat King and so therefore cannot be used on this issue.
Mhm.
And then we put the
Oh, right.
flag in the thing. Yep. I'm gonna do this Jack of Scepters.
Rats.
Roger Dodger.
And Eagle. Right?
Yep, you're next.
Shucks.
Eagle or spoon.
Eagle or spoon. Yep, burn a card.
Pin. Check the pins.
Okay. And then I will so wait, what did No, wait, hold on. Slugs.
Jack,
Okay,
5
so
to
Slug went
you,
first.
and then
Yeah,
Slug
yeah.
goes last.
You know I've got this, and you know I have a king.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'll just play this. Actually, wait. What are the suits on it?
It's Eagle and Scepter. So that's
Eagle and
what you gotta
Scepter.
do.
Okay. Yep. So that's what I gotta do, and I'll use my king token for it right away.
Yes. Now I'm
You
effed,
absolutely
right?
can. Yeah.
So now I
Yeah.
automatically win the
That's
hand.
kind of
Yeah.
why I didn't want to take this, because I knew that I was just going to lose. Like, that's correct, right? Like, I knew that I
Yeah.
was going to lose this, or I had
Well, it
most
depends
likely
on
I
how
was
much
going
he
to lose
cares
it.
about it, right? Like I'm not sure that whether, getting to move something one towards Scepters, I'm not sure is worth this blue token because
Yeah.
otherwise you could hang on to it. But
Okay.
Yeah, like that might have been a misplay on
that might-
Zero's
yeah.
part. Like, yes,
Oh, well, I
I-
mean, it depends. Like, if he wants to crush me, I mean, it's pretty easy.
right. It's like, is it worth it just to
It's-
be a dick about it?
It's
now he knows.
inconceivable to know who's even winning right now.
And he knows that I have to waste, like, a very valuable card,
hmm
most
Okay,
likely.
we're almost at the end of the session, so like
Yeah.
your strong
It's been a rough
cards aren't
session.
yeah. Yeah, you'd be surprised. You're actually doing not too bad. You got
I
two
haven't done
things
anything.
in the two things are in the
You don't want anything to happen.
No, but I just mean, like, as far as doing stuff, I've basically
Yeah.
just played the cards that I have to play for my hand. Like, I have not
Mhm.
implemented anything that I wanted, other than kind of this, but I wish I'd
Yeah.
done the other thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
so
All right, we'll play your card.
So, okay, there's my good queen. Bye.
All right, and then
okay.
I'll move these point bags away from
Okay.
the action.
Okay. So I won. So I get the rebellion token.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
Mhm.
sucks.
So now I get to add 1 to either the eagle or the
toward Scepter,
Yep.
yeah, toward Eagle.
board scepter thing. Yeah. So we'll just move
Wha-
that a little
Ho-
bit.
no, they have, oh yeah, toward Scepter. I was gonna make a quid pro quo with you if you
Actually,
want.
wait, no, hold on.
If you move this towards Eagle, I'll pull up one of these kingy things.
I can't win them anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, my hand's pretty rough. I don't know if I'd be able to win any more hands.
And then you're complaining Scepters.
We've only got 2 more
And
hands
then-
anyway, right?
Oh, and then I have
And
to
then
move one of
I-
these up. Yeah, so I'll move.
No, you have to move Scepters. Because you
Oh,
moved Scepters, you have to move Scepters.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine.
And then I have to move them as well.
Yes.
So now you
then
get to
you-
move one of these back to the middle. Yep.
Well, wouldn't you want to move
Do you wanna
something
move that one,
literally back
or do you
onto
wanna
the
move
center? Don't you get
religion?
points for those? Like
Yeah.
religion
Yeah,
or
but-
policies?
Yeah, unless I think I can win something.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm working on it.
Okay.
I just
Yeah. All right.
yeah. Sorry.
Jack,
I wish. Yeah. Yeah.
And
then
then
the 5 is going to take the flag.
I take the flag. Wow. Did not expect that.
2 debates remain.
Hmm. What do I actually think I can win? Problem here.
I don't know.
I don't think I can win anything, unfortunately, Dad.
You can't. So you basically just have to pick one that will let someone else win in a way that won't make you lose.
Right.
I just think the end has like way too many points going on. Like
Well,
he's got all of these
I-
eagles plus all these claimed things, and
I-
it's just like
I-
that's why I'm moving this one.
yeah,
Is
like
because like
I
you just have
burned
to be stopped somewhere.
I burned through a lot of my good cards real fast, though.
All right.
No, but I
so
And it
mean
worked.
now
And it worked out
if we
for
want
you.
to.
Yeah.
I just mean
yeah.
if we want to end this session without you being monstrously ahead, we can't take your things that you've claimed. So all we can do is try to remove some of these eagles.
Mhm.
Except you're not going to help because you
Well,
love eagles.
I should also say he also has 2 of the 2-point like score markers, so I think he's actually ahead.
Yeah.
We'll find
Who
out.
is?
We'll find out.
Ned's got these are each worth 2 points, so he's got 4
Oh.
plus all of this is
Yeah.
stoof.
We'll
Plus-
find. Yeah. So
We'll
let's
we'll
just
find
keep
out in a
playing.
second.
Let's just keep
I
playing.
think I'm doing pretty well for myself.
Yeah,
but,
here we
What'd you
we'll
pick?
see.
You
I
picked
picked
Jack?
this one
Okay.
because it's the thing that least
Well,
messes with
I'm-
my stuff.
I'm forced to play this little. Oh, I think I should. Okay, I think
You forgot to burn something. Yeah.
I did forget to burn something. I'll just say I burned this because whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be forced to play this. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
Is the discard public knowledge?
It is semi-public knowledge. I'd prefer if you didn't rifle through it just to speed up play. But yeah, like it's once revealed, always revealed. So
Like I can
it's-
just search it though, right?
Yeah.
I think all the cards are on the board though. I don't know what you're searching
I
for.
got some cards in hand. I got a bunch of cards in hand.
Oh, you have a bunch of cards in hand. Okay, crazy.
Yeah, that's wild that you haven't played a single card from your hand.
Oh, so it's my go. Sorry.
Yep.
Is it my go?
It is.
it's
It is your
go.
go. Yeah.
What's this card?
A card that has forgotten to be discarded.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah. You're forced to play your Jack though.
Yeah, but then I just do this, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have. The thing is, you really don't want to do that because no one can take it from you. Like you already win. You can. I guess technically, Nomad can
He
play
has a-
king, queen or king
No, he has a
or
king.
queen.
He has a king. He hasn't played it.
Right. He hasn't
Right?
played his King of Scepters yet,
That's why I was searching the
I thought
discard.
you have the
Like,
king
it's
of.
not
I
there.
thought you have the king of wheat.
or wheat.
Or somebody.
Yeah, he has the king of wheat, which he can't play. So
Yeah,
he
but the
might
king
have
of the other king is not around. Like the king of clubs, I'm not seeing anywhere. So someone's got it. Oh, you're
Yeah.
oh,
The
uh,
kings are off to the side. Yeah.
okay, yep. So yeah, then I don't. I guess I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, yeah. You just have to know whether the queen is out there. Yeah.
No, I just forgot that the kings were displayed separately.
Yeah.
So I didn't see them. So yeah, Jack.
And
And then you. Oh yeah, I guess you have a choice. Yeah.
I do have a choice.
I
I'm
mean,
just-
it's
I'm-
either
I'm-
you lose
no,
with
yeah.
one card you use with a different card.
Right. I'm just doing the math, and it doesn't matter either way. 6.
Okay, so I win.
You do.
So 2 up, and then I'll concession with you, clubs.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. You have to. Yeah. You have to do it along this one, and then the
Oh,
others. The concession can be anywhere.
Yeah. My bad.
Probably just do one then, so it gets to the center. Or you can do 2 and then put one of the other ones to the center. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll do this, and then I'll put this to the center, which makes it the status quo. Or I have to lose 1 crown.
Yeah, towards the crown by 1. So yeah, that would be towards the crown.
No, isn't it like away from the crown?
No, you're
Aren't they minus
you're
again?
making a concession towards the crown. So
Oh, because that minus sign. Yeah. No, I was confused by the minus sign.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And then I believe that I'm the next. So I get
But yeah,
to
totally makes sense. My bad. My bad.
I get to outrage
No,
this.
no, I think I'm first. Because I played my 6 first, so we're tied.
I thought
Yeah.
that you would play to 4, not the 6. Damn it.
I mean, it doesn't matter. All it does is I just move this
Oh,
up one, and then you do yours. So
right, that's true, I guess.
nothing changed.
Nothing changed. Okay, good.
I just wanted to be clear what happened.
Good. I feel better then. I wasn't a complete moron. Just a little bit of a moron. Yeah, who so last thing, Ned gets to choose.
Right. All yours.
Ned, are you
Can you not
talking?
talk?
I
We
think
can't
you're
hear
muted.
you.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to be muted.
I think his microphone probably died because it's been staticky all night.
Oh no, Ned.
That's my guess, though. He's probably been talking for a minute.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
We can.
Yes.
We can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I was talking out loud and I thought somebody muted me maybe. So I don't want to bring up this red issue because if I bring up this red issue, Slugface is going to swoop in with his scepter king and win, or his blue issue. So I think my best line is to do this so I can stash my king for next session.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah. So Endgamer, you're
sure.
first.
You have. Oh, I guess you have some cards in hand.
I have a bunch of cards in hands. Yeah.
I played this offsuit, so I'd lose automatically.
Yep. All right, and then you're burning your 9, and then I'm playing my king and burning my 2.
Nice.
Okay, so I take this token. My king is burnt. 8 is next. Is complaining in crown.
I'm mad.
So you're
Okay.
gonna force the blue issue, but then slug your lowest in suit, so you're getting the flag for next session.
Oh, F.
What do I
And
do?
then you're complaining in
yo-
seconds. Yeah.
So
No,
I still complain? Okay.
You still
No, I
complain.
just got confused about how it worked again. So.
So the scepter goes up one?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Now we're gonna do some scoring. Everybody burn everything that's not a king from your hands. And Gamer, can I get you to shuffle while we do some scoring?
Can.
All right. I'll start off with me. I'm getting 6 points from my rally. I'm getting any wheat policies. There are no wheat policies. Any eagle policies? There are 2 eagle policies. So that's 10. And then 14 for me.
Jesus.
Right. And I get 4 for eagle policies. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and there's no wheat. It's 14 for me.
15, 16, 17, 18.
18 total. And these stay, right?
Those stay, yep.
So we will get them again later.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
I have 9.
You've got 3 from that, no crown policies, and then 6 is 9, 10, 11.
Oh, I forgot I picked up this one. Yeah.
All right, and then
6.
you are getting 3, 6, 9.
What's the 9 for?
This succession. That's. Oh no. Yeah, because you got religion, serfdom are on the star.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. And that is the first round. Return every issue that is not a blue issue to the board.
Mhm. Let's talk about all of the same stuff. Exactly how we
All the
talked about it
policies
before.
go one towards the center. Each track goes down by 2.
Mm,
Do I hold on to this little crown score?
You do.
you
Yep.
do.
Okay.
And then everybody take back your king.
My king is this one.
And then 5 to everybody.
5 to
5
everybody,
to
or
everybody?
4?
4 to everybody.
Here we go.
And then start doing the up and down. Everybody flip your card over to the B side, and then this would normally be where I do the explanation of overthrow.
Overthrow?
But
Okay.
to remind folks, if you move the scepter or you move any of the outrage tokens off the end of the board, you score your overthrow points.
Right. So it doesn't need to be your teams.
Yes.
Just anybody overthrowing.
Yeah.
Oh, 6 per eagle pop. So many. 8 per claimed. Okay, so you definitely can't get
points
fire
go up.
policies.
Who is
Points go up,
wheat?
yeah.
Who is wheat again?
Ned is
I'm
wheat.
wheat.
You're wheat.
6 per blank, but not overthrow. Ooh.
Do I even get 11 if I myself am overthrown?
So historically, you overthrow yourself.
Oh,
Oh,
perfect.
Like that is the historical outcome. Is that
Please
the
continue to
regime?
outrage me.
Yeah, the regime is overthrown by the regime.
that's
So we had
amazing.
that red. We had that red token that was no, it was the blue token that was forced. Yep.
Mm.
So this must be the first thing that we talk about.
Yes, it must.
And then what do I do?
You're
You-
playing last.
Get to go last.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is crown against eagle. I'm gonna do this and burn this 6.
Crown the eagle. Crown the eagle. 8 and all right, I'll play this 9-0 crown.
We got the king of crowns coming out.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
King for a king.
And then slug, you got crowns or eagles. Remember to burn your card, slug, when you played that card from your hand.
Also you 0.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not slug.
yeah.
0.
What
Yeah.
card from my hand?
Right.
No, you didn't.
They meant me. They meant me.
Yeah, I
Okay,
meant
yeah.
0. Yeah. All right. So you're taking the token. I'm complaining in crowns.
Hmm.
You're complaining in crowns.
I am.
There are no more crowns to complain about, so you're getting one of those jobbies.
Or yeah, those to do.
Yeah,
I get
no more blues to talk about.
So I get
And
one
then
of
you're getting a
these?
flag. Yes, you get one of those.
Wow. That's fancy.
All right, and then you held on to the flag. What would you like to talk about, Slug?
Hmm.
Who's got kings? Is it still a king?
That's still a
No,
king.
I used that. Ignore that. That's the
Okay,
one I
yeah.
used last
Yeah,
round. This is the
yeah.
this is the new one I have.
That's a
Yeah.
a
And it
fresh
could be-
king to use.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's just that's what was played to.
But I don't think the suit on it matters. It's
Yeah, the
just I
suit
can
does
make
not.
a king.
Yeah. Any card a king of that suit that it is. The card.
Yeah, of the suit that it is, it becomes a king.
So I guess I just take.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, I think that's a reasonable. Yeah, that's a good line too. Yeah.
Well, it's just because my scoring's right. Like
A little different, yeah.
that's why I was trying to get the. Wait,
Yeah.
shouldn't this be wheat?
Yes, that should. Yeah. There we go.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I had
Um,
like a middle wheat card, and I was trying to
yeah.
get this one because I could have claimed that even if I couldn't won this, right? Or no, it just pushes the issue. I remember. Okay.
Yeah. It forces the issue to be talked about. Yep. 2.
What are we talking about? Sorry.
We are talking about veto.
Okay, yeah. We're playing a 2. 10. I think I got a king this.
0.
Sorry, what are the symbols on it? The scepter and
Eagle,
the
eagle,
eagle.
wheat. Yeah.
Okay.
Eagle scepter. Sorry, eagle scepter.
I'll play 5 here.
Yeah.
Burn something. Burn this 9. What you doing, do slug?
Wow. Why?
Sorry, you cut out.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
smacking-
you're good.
Yeah.
I think you just.
I had to push my. Yeah, I just I can't. Why I chose this.
I mean, you chose it to draw out the eagle.
Yeah, it drew out my king.
So I just take this. Like, there's no point in me taking the 2. Just do I?
Well, your 2 would be
mine become
lower.
the lowest?
Yes, you would be lower because the earlier is higher, so you would get to hang on to the flag.
Oh, but then I don't reveal another card, so I'll just.
Yeah.
Okie doke. So I'm gonna go like
So
this
that and then
and
that.
that.
All right.
My king goes
then-
over there.
Yep. 10 is next. Is eagle.
So I just move this up.
Mm,
And then 5
5.
eagle outrage. Okay, so I can move anything to the left or right, whatever
Move
direction this
anything
was.
towards the direction that arrow is pointing. Yes.
Ugh, none of this helps me. Jesus.
I mean, before you do that, no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's a fine thing. That's a fine thing. All right, and then I'm taking the flag. All right, and I would like to talk about this.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Who won this?
I did. Give me that.
Yep.
All right. This is the only card I can play.
Oh.
It's just stupid.
I will play
Can I ask a question here?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason that I should have taken this to draw out the eagle because he's already got it as far over. Just win anyways, right? Like, wouldn't it have made more sense to get take this one or something?
Well,
That I
I
have a
mean,
chance to win, or
it
like this one?
depends. Yeah, I mean, I think that the question is, do you think that? So this just to go through, this policy was here.
Yes.
You are not likely, being the person who brings up an issue, you are not likely to win. Would him winning this veto? It's not costing you any points, right? Like, it's already where it was, and you're probably not going to get it to go. It was more of a question of, do you think that, talking about this? I don't think.
Yeah, but I just mean like the idea of drawing out the king. It would have made more sense to draw one of these that he cares about.
Maybe. Yeah.
Right? Because like this,
I think that
there's
this
no
is the
point in
best.
choosing it. No,
Yeah,
but it's
I
like
think this is
sorry,
the
let
best.
me just
Yeah, please.
yeah, I'm just because like it's like 9 points to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no
But he
way I
already
would've
had
chosen
6 of those points. He already had 6 of those points guaranteed.
Yeah,
it was
unless
already-
I drew out his eagle and then changed it because this is the one
Yeah.
that right? I'm just
Mhm.
trying to understand like the strategy.
Yeah.
Like to me, this seems like a really bad way to draw out. It's more to just toss out other ideas, force everyone to push out their king so that you can
Mhm.
take it. Because like I
Yeah.
brought it up, so I'm going last. There's no way I'm gonna.
Yeah. So yeah, no,
So that's why I'm just like trying to
maybe
understand.
law was the better issue to have brought up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems like anything else
Yeah.
would have been the best one to
Yeah.
bring.
I think law might have been a better
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure I was
Yeah.
like
Right. I
Yeah.
mean,
No,
this would have
instead of
arguably
just floundering.
right. This one would have been
Yeah.
arguably worse because I could have gone 2 this way and 1 this way, which would have helped me a lot more. So this isn't the worst thing for you to have done because I was already winning veto and I probably would have tried to win it.
Well, this one,
continue
if
to
I
win it.
brought up
Yeah.
law also scores me points. It
Oh
goes to
yeah,
club.
that's true. It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it seems like a kind of like I was fooled in thinking that I could win, but it seems like the choice was kind of clear. Like, am I off about that? Like, law seems to have been like the de facto best one that I could have chosen.
I think that law probably would have been the best thing.
Okay.
But
Right. Part
Yeah.
of the game is also like playing as each of the like it's almost like each of the kind of factions is playing a different trick taking game at the same time as everyone else is playing a different trick taking game. So like
Kind of, not really. Like to me,
not
it's
really. Yeah.
trick taking is still trick taking. It's just
right.
like there's all these interesting components, but like seeing the web of how they connect is like, whew, that's a
Yeah.
doozy. All right.
It is.
Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, this one
where are we at?
I have played an 8. Zero has played
I
a
picked
7.
this. You played a 7 of wheat, so it is wheat and eagles to you. It's this rally issue.
Mhm.
So if I want to get this, I have to
If you
play.
if you can play an eagle, sorry, you would need to play an 8 of wheat would take it.
Mhm.
Or if you were to win this, so if you were to play like any card and then king it, you could
But you can win it.
I could win it. Yeah. Odds
Yeah,
are high
so
that
that'd be
well,
fine.
if you king it, you will win it, right?
Right.
But
And notably
with your
deny him 8 points.
yes.
So it would behoove all of us for you to win it, but
Yeah, but nobody's helping me. Everyone's just
what
Yeah.
running me out. So
how
why wouldn't I try to get some points for myself?
how can I help you,
Yeah.
Slug? I'm here for you.
Well, you can see very clearly how you can help me. It's not that you don't know. You know, nobody cares. It just doesn't seem like it seems like I'd rather just take 2 points for myself.
Yeah. 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 And you're kinging it?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
No, it's just like oh wait, there's no token here. Oh, bad. Sorry, I thought there was a
No,
token.
no, there is a token. There should be a token there. That token should have gotten refilled. Yeah.
Should all these be back too?
No, well, you can't get there.
Basically, if
Yeah,
putting
I
it
want
back
this.
2 puts it
I want
behind that.
I
yeah.
want the token.
All right, great.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you want the token, you need to win the issue because this is a rally issue. So winning the rally
Also does it. But being
yeah,
in the
also
middle
does it.
wouldn't? I thought
Being in the
it
middle
also
also
like,
would.
you would
So
do it first.
Yeah.
right.
But you resolve high to low.
Right. Yeah, okay. So I guess okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna for eagle. Is there anything that I can do? It's gonna go eagle. It's gonna go wheat, eagle, wheat, and unless I can eagle strongly, and I can't strongly, so I might as well. Is there something under that? Yeah, I'll do that. All right.
All right. So I win.
All right. You win.
I get
So you get
this.
the
So I
token?
have to add one of these up or down.
Yep.
Which I'll
No,
do.
not over there. No, not
Oh, yeah.
that. It's
This one.
literally just this track.
It's that and that. Yeah, it's
yeah,
both.
it's
Oh, it's
both.
both?
It is both. Yep.
Both,
Okay.
yeah.
So something
But
towards
it
an
has to
eagle
be
and
this one. So yeah. So I mean, now I'm just kind of helping. It's not either.
You could move, yeah, franchise into the dead zone. Get that. Yep.
But it's like if I
And
don't
then-
keep outraging these, I'll lose this point.
Yeah.
2 points. Yeah.
And then 8 of eagle.
So I just outrage eagle.
7 of wheat.
The flag goes to you, Ned, right?
The flag does stay with me. And I'm gonna talk about more stuff that I like.
Hmm. You do like that stuff, don't you?
I do like that stuff.
And you have the wheat king
I have the wheat king, yeah.
just chilling there. Hmm. Okay. To you 0.
Guess I'll just play a 4.
Mhm.
Oh, I
Okay.
have to burn something.
Yes.
Where did that queen came from? Shoot, a hand.
Your hand, yeah. You gotta burn something. Yeah, we are testing the burn rule. I've only played with the burn rule a couple of times.
It's very clever. It's just a memory issue right now. But
Yeah, no, I'm
it's
not sure whether it saves more than it hurts.
Okay, so I'll
Yeah.
win it.
Yeah, you will totally win this. And you'll get a token. Yeah, this is gonna go great for you. And I'm gonna 3 scepter to hang on to the flag.
Rats. I forgot
Okay.
that he had the king of scepters. I'm a dum
He
dum.
does have Yep.
So king is out. I get to take
Kick scepters up.
So you take
this.
this. There you go.
So scepters goes up, and
Mm.
scepter also goes up. And another.
Grr.
All right, then the queen scepters up.
Grr.
Then the 4 scepters up.
That's you 0.
Yeah, and then I
Something
Can move anything to the right.
toward.
Yep.
I guess.
Hmm.
And then the 3 is going to take the flag. And we're going to talk about this. I'm going to win one of these.
Mm. Should have maybe saved that. It's my dog freaking out. I shall play this.
Was it scepters and birds again?
Have scepters and birds.
5 a scepter.
I also
2 of scepter. I'm going to play this 4 of wheat. Oh no, sorry, it's birds. It's birds. I'm going to play this 6 of birds and use my jobby on it.
And burn something.
Gotta burn a card. I'm going to burn this 4. This
Okay.
sucks. All right. So I'm winning this. I'm taking this. I'm moving something towards eagles or scepters. I think I'm moving law into eagles, outraging eagles, which is going to let me move something to the left. So I'm going to move franchise into my territory, and then I am done.
Okay. I outrage eagles.
I guess I outrage the scepters.
Mhm.
please do. Counting on it.
And then you're getting the flag.
Okay.
Of note, you only get these points if you are the person who does the overthrowing, not because these people
Not
overthrow.
scepter, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have to lead the
You have
overthrow.
to be the person who moves it into the
So
overthrow
it
area.
is a high risk play to do an overthrow.
Which it's kind of
Well, it depends on what cards you have, basically. You have to
there's
keep
not many opportunities left, right? There's only
Three
more.
rounds.
Yeah.
3 rounds left.
I mean, technically, it could
No,
probably
I
go
think it's
up.
quite possible. Yeah, it's quite possible.
Yeah, it can go
It's
up more
just-
than once per
yeah.
round. So hold on, I gotta let my dog out. Right back.
Sure. Okay, doke. Jack of Crowns.
Go.
He had to let his dogs out.
Yep. No, I'm waiting.
At least now we know who.
Who let the dogs out?
Who's that?
Is this gonna get cut from the episode? I feel like it is.
Probably, yeah. If he bothers to edit it at all.
So can I, in this opportunity, ask
Yes.
Einer, what should I choose? I'm like kind of lost.
So I think that I would definitely, in your position, you're behind. I would choose succession is safe-ish, right? Because if it's either getting scepter moved or if it's getting crown moved, like a 2 crown move will take it there onto status quo. And I feel like you are trying to draw out scepters for an overthrow. It feels like you are behind, and so when you are behind, gambling with an overthrow is better.
Oh, I thought it didn't. I didn't. So
Yeah.
What are we arguing about?
No. I was just
I'm
talking.
just
So,
talking.
so I
No,
think succession.
I meant literally arguing about.
Well, I kind
Oh.
of messed that up by taking this. So
Do you want to? You can change.
is this
I would
done?
play the same card. I would play the same
This
card.
one flipped.
Yeah, that is flipped. Yeah, that's been discussed. Yeah.
Sorry, that's me.
Oop.
Yeah.
Okay, so then yeah, so I should take that because at least
Yeah. So we're because this is kind of a heads you win, tails you lose situation.
Oh.
Whoop. And I'm still playing my jack.
Okay. Towards the center. Can I? Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out some stuff. I don't think I can meaningfully impact my score.
On success, if you win succession, that's
Right. I'd
always.
have to win, which I don't think
Yeah.
I meant. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
meant through outrage. Could I do something
It's going to be a little
impactful?
tough for you. Like the center, you're not, because you've won so many issues. Moving things towards the center is not.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this and burn this.
All right.
Play a 9.
Mm,
Burn in. Okay. So the jack will win this. So I'm taking the issue. All right. I could move it 2 towards crowns, and then something would move 1 towards scepters. Is there anything that is meaningfully helped by me doing that? No, and I can't move it 2 towards scepters to move something 1 towards crowns. So yeah, I'm just gonna move it 1 towards scepters.
I guess I move this up, and I gotta push something a little bit.
Towards the center, yeah. So you could pull franchise
This, I
out.
guess.
Oh, how dare you!
I just this.
Yep.
And I was the lowest. Jeez.
You're the lowest.
Yoink. Give me that yet.
What are we talking about?
Oh, fudge monkeys. Nobody are my friend in the politics now. I have
Not really.
I have all the bad cards now.
Well, those are just terrible arguments, aren't they?
Yeah, they're bad arguments. Bad ministers
Yeah,
advocating
people.
bad arguments.
I got none good arguments.
People are talking about succession. You're like, hot dogs, anyone? We're like, get out of here with your one. Get out of here with your hot dogs. We're talking about Poland here.
It can't be any worse for me here.
That's
So
fair.
this could only help me.
Queen of bird.
To you, slug.
So, 10. 10 weeks.
I am gonna use my king.
Mm-hmm.
Do this.
All right. King will take it. I'll take this. I'm gonna two
No, you don't take
franchise.
that. You take this.
Thank you. Yes, yes, I will take that. Yes, thank you. That was on franchise. I'm gonna two franchise, and then I have to one towards Eagles. That
Sweet.
Queen is birds.
That's you.
Yep. Okay. Now I'll select one of these that has
Yep.
to be chosen next.
Yes.
And you do that right now.
Yes.
This one.
Okay.
I
Not the
moved
one
this
I-
up and
You get there's none of those red issues left, so you're getting a token.
Okay.
An influence marker.
I'll do this up.
Yep.
And I had a plan for that. It became
Did I do something right?
It became a moot plan. A moot pan. A moot plan.
You can sink it into something safe.
And nothing is safe. So, I mean,
Law is pretty safe. I mean, it's
yeah,
veto's pretty safe.
veto I
Yeah.
guess is safe. Yeah.
All right.
This 3 goes away.
And you've got the flag. Wait, no, you were out of suit.
Oh, you're right.
Whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
I was out of suit,
Whatever.
so I outraged. And then
Yeah.
who was in suit? The
It would have
lowest
been Slug. Yeah.
lowest in suit was Slug. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
what did I have? 10?
10. But 10 was the lowest in suit.
Deciding what
Crazy.
to talk about. So like
And
I
0
actually,
gets to
so,
choose, and you just get to
so
go
because
last.
I moved this bird up. Yeah, actually, this is horrible. This is horrible for Slug. This is rancid.
Just
It's rancid, is what it is. All right.
that's what we're fighting about.
I've
Alright.
I've taken all autonomy from Slug.
okay. I'll play this.
You know, I don't even think you do that.
Oh,
Right. You go last.
Yeah,
being
you're going
is,
last. Yeah. I am playing my 5.
that is very brutal.
I shall play my 2.
Oh yeah, I'm burning that.
I'll play this Jack because that's what I was gonna do.
And then the queen will win.
Let's go.
I guess I'll hold on to this for a second. So, yep. So Slug keeps it. Slug, how do you want to manipulate the board?
Don't.
We're talking about religion, so you can move it 1
Oh, right.
towards
right,
the center
right.
and get some points from status quo.
more.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay. The queen was on my.
All right,
I
Jack
get this token.
complains. 2 is on suit, so you're going to take the flag, and then the 5 is complaining.
Mhm.
And I'm moving something to the left, and I will move religion there.
I think we should be out of moves.
Yep, and that's
We're
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This flag is not worth anything to me. It's only worth something to
No.
Slug right now, right?
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
So that was the one that I moved, right?
Yes.
If I knew that you were going to be moving it, why would I move
Yeah.
it to the center?
You have to move it some direction. So yeah, I guess you would have
I just
moved it
I just
instead.
moved it way over here.
Yeah. That makes
'Cause I
sense.
still
Yeah.
I get less points, but
Yeah.
I
No.
still-
Totally. Yeah.
And it was okay.
Yeah. So you would have done one that way, and then I would have one lefted there. Yeah.
Well, no, I can always I can help you out, right? Too.
Oh. Yeah.
Like I could go here.
Yes,
and
you
then
could go
move
there.
you
Yeah.
Here, which gives
Yes.
me
Yeah. No. And then I would do that. Yep. That's right. Yep.
There you go.
Yep. There we go.
He's getting
That's
it.
correct. Yeah. That is the right line. Okay. Final scoring. Endgamer.
1, 2, 3 times 6 is oftentimes 18. 19, 20, 21. None of those.
got-
And I didn't overthrow. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
You're getting. Hold on. Where's the 3 times 6? Because you've got 2 eagle
This?
policies.
Oh, this is
That's
not
not
eagle.
eagle.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry,
Okay,
did
sorry.
I mess up somewhere on
So-
how many hands there were? I did, didn't I?
Yeah. So
I think
so
you forgot to
let me
discard a card.
let me do that again. 12 plus 3 is oftentimes 15, 16,
Yes.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. There we go.
Okay. 23.
Delightful.
Okay. 0.
Not good.
So you've got 2 things in fist. So that's 12. You've got 1 thing in crown is 16. You've got 2 blue tokens is 22. 24.
That's pretty good.
Here's 25, and then give me 1.
Yeah.
All right, and then slug, you're
5,
scoring
5, and I believe 2 this club.
So that's 12. And I'm getting 8, 12.
They just want a stack.
They really do. Oh no, it's because the
This-
card snap points are
Yeah, it's because
there.
of the
Four
snap
is
points. Yeah.
16. I'm getting 20. So Endgamer will be successful, and the
41.
reformers will have accomplished their goals.
Huzzah! We reformed it. Now it's how we want it to be,
34.
not how you
Well,
want it to be.
What was the final scores everywhere?
I had 40.
34.
I had 41.
24.
34. And what'd you have? 0?
35 apparently.
35.
Nice.
Did you never get any single points? You always got
You had
increments
one
of
that you-
5.
you-
I had a little bit of single points.
And you turned them over into 5s.
Yep.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. Congratulations, Endgamer.
Yay, I
on
finally
your-
won. This is my
Yes.
third time playing, and I finally won.
So moving into feedback, I have some canned questions, and then I want to move to freeform feedback. Canned questions. Did you have fun, Endgamer?
Yes.
Did you have fun, Zero Gamer?
No.
No. Okay. Can you unpack that?
I don't think I made any choices. I don't know how I came in second.
Slickface, did you have fun?
I also did not have the best time, though I am very intrigued by the design. I similarly felt like I did not make many decisions. It seemed
Mhm.
like I kind of did what there was to do.
Right.
And I think it is very easy to get stomped. And I felt very stomped, but I'm not sure. You had what at the end? 0? Like I just felt like
35.
You got obliterated. Yeah. No, you
if
got
I started getting
obliterated.
crushed, it just
Yeah.
kind of is like an exploding crush. Like once you're crushed, the crush engine just gains so much power.
So
So,
that I think also leads to the second question. You didn't feel like you had a lot of control.
Me
Agency.
or at the beginning?
Both of you.
Anybody, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it kind of goes into what Slug was saying, where, so I mean, it's okay. This is more of a broad problem with trick-taking games, which they
Yeah.
can be fun, but if you're just dealt a hand that's in the middle of everything,
Mhm.
you don't have too many decisions to make. And I mean, like, okay, so here's the thing. I'm like saying, like, I don't know how I made points, but I know how I made points. It's that my faction is geared towards just giving me passive points by the game proceeding.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm basically guaranteed somewhere between 12 and 18 points just for being in the game because
Mhm.
of the like so little sort of raised fist icon here.
Mhm.
Yes.
And then like I think I got a total of 9 points out of these gray guys just because I had 1 at the beginning and then 2 at the end.
Hmm.
which is,
I mean, you won those, right? So that's 9, yeah. But yeah.
I mean, that's it though. Like I don't think I think I got 2 points off of this at the
The
very
start,
end
yeah.
there. No,
No,
not the
that's
start.
4. It's 4.
4, sorry.
Yeah, it's 4.
4
Yeah.
there, and I didn't make any decisions to make this happen. That was purely because other people won it and pushed it in that direction.
Hmm.
And
Mhm.
then the only other sorry, the only other points I got was from this, which I also just coincidentally got from playing a card. Like I didn't make an effort to get this point. I just got it.
Mhm.
There was no strategic choice I made. I
Mhm.
think the only time I actually picked an issue to discuss as well, it only happened once. I only managed to play the low card once because again I had very mid cards in hand, and
Mhm.
it allowed me to win this one over here. I mean, but that was it though.
Yeah.
I think that this was literally the only choice I made in the whole game.
Mm.
And the decision of playing certain cards, it's very restricted to between 2 suits,
Mhm.
and it's really just, I mean, like, this is just how trick taking works, is just whoever has, like, you want to win, so you don't really want to play low or mid. Like, you
Mhm.
always want to win, because even if it's not a suit for you, you can at least make it so that other people aren't winning quite as hard.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
But
would say
I
that
won basically none of these.
I would jump in a bit and say that mids also can be very useful to raise these,
But
but
these are
you
just getting
also
raised naturally. Like, there's no choice to be made in raising these.
But you want to
well,
be
it's
the
just
one
like
who raises them to
do you
certain.
raise it
Yeah.
or not? But then
Yeah.
you have no idea whether the other person can go higher or lower. So I think that that
Mhm.
really makes it feel kind of similar. But it is
Mhm.
kind of a choice about like, wow, do I want to go over like you? And I was like, ah, what he's gonna play? Am I gonna go over? Or, oh, I'll guess I'll go. Like I just didn't have
Right.
a choice.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just like, well, there's not much
And
choice
especially
there.
like
Yeah.
even if I had the same card, I still lose.
Mhm.
You know, if I got the flag, I feel like last. Anyway, sorry. Going out of
No,
turn
no,
here.
no.
Be last hurts.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
really.
I'll be honest, it
Yeah.
feels bad to go first. It feels really
To
bad
to
to have the
choose.
flag.
Yeah, to choose the thing. Yeah.
Because then
Uh,
you have to wait 3 cards to be played to see if you even get a chance to
Right.
win.
I mean, I will say the very first like I chose the very first 2 of the
Mhm.
game and was able to win both of them because of the cards that I had in my hand, probably more than anything, honestly. But like,
Mhm.
it's not always bad. Like, I was definitely like, okay, I think I had like a jack for one of them, and I had a queen for the other, or like a jack and a 10. I can't even remember. Maybe I kinged
Mhm.
one of them, but I was just like, oh great, I can like set myself up really well just in the first 2 turns, and that kind of momentum kept me through a lot of the game of just me being the
Yeah.
person who got to choose those 2 and having the cards and being like, I'm going to use these cards here on this at this point in time, you know?
can I expand on that quickly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Please.
So when you said like you chose these, right? Because you knew you could win.
Right.
Except you didn't. You knew that I could because I have the king here, but I also had the special
Hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
So it's like it's basically, well, is he gonna win it? But it seems like obviously I should have done that.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have been able to
So
use it later.
Yeah.
yeah, but this is an issue that's like super important. Like it
Yeah.
makes way more sense. It's kind of like there's like a dare element to like the
Mhm.
choice, but
Mm.
I feel like
Yes.
the rest of it, and this is maybe just about how the web is very obscured. I'm gonna pull out a
Please. Yeah.
board game review reference.
Yeah.
The Shut Up and Sit Down root review.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I feel like there's a lot of like a lot of the difficulty in making the choices is just figuring out, well, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
Like you're kind of unpacking, like you're trying to see the matrix for what it is, right? And the people who can see it
Mhm.
are going to win, and the people who can't will not,
Right.
or at
Mhm.
least they'll get to the point where they can. But then it's like, then is there enough juicy choices? Like the juiciest choice in it, I feel like choosing when you win this or whatever,
Yeah.
choose like one of these, like that's a choice in the and choosing like what win condition you want to, you know,
Right. Are you
Mhm.
going to do the 2 and the
optimize.
1, or are you just doing the 1? Yeah.
But the
Right.
juiciest choice is the trick taking, like mechanically part of it, but it is like
Mhm.
kind of a small part of the game almost. Like we only really did 2 hands.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of other stuff that kind of does itself in a sense just by the game kind of being played. Maybe
Mhm.
that's part of like the historical, like keeping it so historical is like, well, it kind of unfolds the same wayish. Like it seemed like a lot of the choices that I made that were like, oh man, that was a bad choice is just like, well, the choice was known. I just didn't know what it was.
Mhm.
So once I explore how it works, oh well, now it's like I'll just win if I know it the best
Mhm.
instead of like the choice of the cards. It is a very small part of it, but I still am very interested in parts of it. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the time when it was like, oh man, what choices I was gonna make is like, well, I wish I knew what the right one was because I'm kind of convinced
Mm.
at this point that there is a right choice. I just don't know it because I just haven't explored the box as much. And that's what
Right.
Quinn would say about root in that thing was just that it's like, exploring it and discovering it with friends is the kind of
Is
interesting
part
part.
of the
But
fun.
once you do it, does it then just get packed?
Right.
Mhm.
And I mean, and sometimes, I mean, I wouldn't say that there's always a right decision. I think that there's always a right decision based off of the cards in your hand. Like, it was right for me to choose the issues that I chose because I had cards that I knew I could win them with. That would not have been the right choice if I had had, a handful of cards that were all in the mids. Like I would have been like, all right, well, I have to choose something else because these cards all suck for me winning those, so I have to choose something else. So it's not necessarily like at any one point in time, the status, the person, who's playing this faction is always going to choose these two first because that's always, it's like it's just
This is a really common opener, though. The franchise is a really common opener. You, as the red player, you always start with that,
right. I'm
and
always gonna have that as a king, and it's like, okay, great.
yeah.
Like maybe that other person will do it, and if they do it, they're gonna push it towards me, and if I do it, I'm gonna push it towards me also. So that's fine. But
Is
um,
that also just kind of what we said? Like the best
Yeah.
opening franchise.
right, that's the best
Yeah.
opening for that one. From based off of because you always have that card in your hand. S-
Yeah.
You always start with that card in your hand. After that,
Mhm.
though, then it's like, okay, what other cards do I have? I might have a bunch of just black cards in my hand, in which case it's like, ooh, I don't know. Are any of them high? Do I really want to go against this? Am I hoping that, like,
Well, who has the highest one is kind of known. It's just like, do you think they'll dare?
Yeah. No, I think that that's a big element of it. In the four player, I think that the four, so it plays at 4 and 2. Um, the two player definitely feels a lot more tactical about the card play that you're doing. The four it tends to feel very chaotic.
Is it this
Um,
and this?
yes. Yeah.
Very, I think that's very apparent
yeah.
Yeah.
because I was just like,
I mean, part of
yeah,
it is also like the black suits and the red suits do have common goals, and there is some amount of like you should be doing a little bit of table talk with that person to try and make sure that you are both achieving those goals.
the question
Um,
is,
like I totally
Yeah.
ignored the last time I played, I totally ignored that and lost because of it because I was just wasn't talking to that person at all. I didn't particularly talk to Ned here, but just like I knew what he was going for and was paying more attention to what he was trying to go for and how that might help me, and was like, oh, okay, if I make sure that I bring up this issue, I know that he'll win that, which will push my thing towards me. And okay, cool, okay,
Mhm.
I almost wish that
Yeah.
like the theme and like those kind of politicking and table talk came out more because when we had
Yes.
like those brief moments, then all of a sudden it starts to feel really live. It's just we don't really have anything to table talk about because
Mhm.
it's more like, well, what's the right answer here? Okay, then yeah.
Yeah.
hmm,
Yeah, no, I think that is something that I've struggled with this game is like theoretically there is space, but it's not as big as I was hoping in uh this version.
yeah,
Um so other just kind of fixed questions. Um Endgamer, you've played this before. Did
yes.
the burn system feel better than like accounting for
Um,
what was left in the hand, or was it too fiddly?
It felt
because it kept getting missed, and I don't know that it's the right answer.
it felt kind of the same, in which is
Yeah,
to say, like, it was a memory issue, but also counting
yeah,
to 8 is also a memory issue of being like, "Okay, wait,
yeah.
how many did we go through?" And I don't know if
Hmm.
that would have become cleaner, like, if there was a combination of all of these, because like, all in total, we had 5 plus 8 cards.
Yeah,
So, like, is there a way where to speak to a little bit of what Zero was talking about?
yeah.
One of the trick taking games that I play a lot of is Pinochle, and part of that
Hmm.
is like getting a hand, and then if you're the person who wins the bid, you get to like take a kitty in the center, you get to look at a bunch of cards, and then you discard
Hmm.
cards to kind of make your hand better.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know if like some amount of curtailing your hand to get to 8 cards, and then everyone just has those 8 cards, and then they play. I don't know if that would be a better way of counting the rounds and also
Yeah.
giving more autonomy to the choices that people are making of being like, "I'm gonna get rid of my middle cards. I'm only gonna go for low, and I'm only gonna go for high," or like, "I'm gonna go for, you know,
Yeah.
I'm specifically gonna go for outragey stuff. I'm gonna keep like all of my middle cards, and then I'll keep my king, and then I know that I'm gonna go for these so that I can use my middle cards to king if I need to. And like that might give some more strategy to it, but I don't know if
Yeah.
that like breaks
I've
open the
struggled with
whole right. I
that.
don't know if that
So
breaks open the whole game too much of being like, let's blow this whole thing up and then reform it.
no, no, no. I think it's important that the game be good more than like I be attached to any particular iteration of the design.
Right.
Um, just to talk to that a little bit, earlier drafts of this game had players with a hand of just 8 cards, or
Hmm.
there were more tricks for a while. There were, and you were dealt more, and then you discarded down. And the feedback that I got was that when you are playing the game for the first time, or when you aren't
Hmm.
like sure what you're supposed to be doing, choosing what cards to discard feels very, very rough. And
Mm,
similarly, um, even if you did know what you were doing, the discard choices tended to be obvious, where your middle cards are generally bad. Like there are exceptions, but in general, middle cards are bad.
mm,
Play middle.
yeah.
Like you get rewarded. Like the point of this track is the kind of, sorry you didn't get what you wanted. Here's a reward, and like strategizing around how to strategically middle to get benefits is important, but it's more of like a tactical decision, and at a strategic level you generally don't
Yeah,
trick or win.
yeah, and I mean, in a
um,
weird way, it felt like a lot of the actual strategic decisions that I was making were happening in this area, and I felt
yeah,
like really, really bad when I was in the middle and didn't get to do something. To the point where I
yeah,
was just like, "Ah, crap."
yeah,
Like I don't
These
know.
decisions are also very minimal when one of the policies is already shoved into a corner.
Right, it's like, "Oh,
hmm,
I guess I'd
yes,
just keep it." Like, and I wonder if there
yeah,
could if you as the designer would be able to come up with like a kind of hierarchy of things where then like this is always like kind of meh, and then this is really good, and this is
so have
meh,
like
and this is
more,
good.
yeah,
But there was something on every single one of these where it's like, oh, okay, I got something at least here, and though
yeah,
even though this person's gonna get 2 points, I got to move it over one, or I got to
yeah,
whatever. You know the game better than us to be able to be like, oh, this is a little bonus and this is a big bonus.
yeah. No, I think that that is doable. I don't think that that's necessarily the wrong call. um I think that that is something that I could explore. um Earlier iterations of the game had different ways of handling the outrage tracks. In general, I do want like sometimes it should feel bad. Maybe I think it feels bad too much, but I do think that like sometimes it ought to sometimes you ought to be darned. Sometimes you ought to
Right.
feel darned.
Right, and, like,
Yeah,
I even that was
yeah,
the kind of, like, almost infuriating thing is, like, I can't remember I got this one, and I was like, "Well,
yeah,
I gotta move it towards the center." I don't want any of these to move to the center, so even though I
yeah,
got one of the things, it was still a darn. I was like,
yeah.
"Ah."
Um, Other kind of notey questiony things.
Mhm.
Did um the um, blue, these sort of slate tokens. This game was unusual, more standard games that I played, in that these got all debated. In general, these tend not to. There tend to be like a few hanging out.
What do you mean?
For the
Instead of
it
these,
tends to be that these, because you're only debating 8 things around, some of these just don't get picked up. For the people who won these, did it feel like it was a sufficient bonus to have them? Did you feel like it meaningfully improved the quality of your subsequent plays?
I didn't know when to play them.
I played one early and I won something that was fine. The second half, the second round, I had this one right here, but I never
Yeah.
used it because an issue never came up in which I needed to use it.
Yeah, you didn't. There was nothing that you wanted to win.
Right.
Yeah.
It was either
Okay.
there was nothing I'd wanted to win, or someone won it prior to me it getting to my turn, so I just couldn't use it anyways.
Interesting.
Like, it's nice to have,
Yeah.
but
And it speaks a little to like Slug's like kind of bluffing of like, okay, if I don't win this, I know that Zero is going to win it. So I have to
Right.
either win this or I have to be okay with him winning it. Like
Right.
Which, I mean, if you know who's your teammate, it makes more sense.
Right, you're
This
like-
almost seems like a good opposite side of the table.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I win by everyone else playing the game and me doing nothing.
I mean,
so
Well,
the
because
way
you
that-
want the stuff that I want. Your outrage thing is like definitely clear.
right.
Yeah, the outrage is nothing. That's no input. I mean, I want these guys, the what are these, the orders or whatever they're called? I don't-
appointments. Yeah.
Appointments. Yeah. I mean, otherwise, like, it's just like,
You
I don't
want a bunch
know.
of little middle cards, but you probably won't have them.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want a bunch of middle cards.
I mean, I
it
guess
doesn't matter if I have middle cards. These move up regardless of what
Right.
I
Oh, true.
have.
I guess the question, and this is more of a Ned question than anything, is could this line be here?
That line could be there. There's that line could certainly be there.
Because that would make it a lot harder for him to actually hit that. Like you'd have to
Yeah.
actually be trying to get them into the red zone.
It flows
I-
maybe a bit naturally.
Yeah.
I do.
right.
I do want to say this though. So part of the thing I'm thinking of too is, so I want this, like, the outrage or whatever to like be higher,
Yeah.
which means I want these three, these like flame
Yeah.
ones, to be
Yeah.
brought up, which means that if you're in the game, you're going to naturally do that for me, and then
Plus
it
I
doesn't
want
matter if I win that or not.
Right. Like this is
just
Yeah.
these three policies or issues being activated is beneficial to me, win, lose, or mid.
Yes.
I mean, I guess like
Yeah.
this is kind of the worst case scenario. Is like one of them is about to overthrow,
Like, the worst
and
case
no
scenario
one
is
else
none of
has
them are
gotten
there,
to it.
and then
Right.
someone overthrows. Right? If
Right.
someone overthrows and it's not me, and it's like this,
Right.
then
Right.
I automatically lose.
Right. That would be
Well, if
Well,
somebody
plus, like-
overthrows and it's not you, you probably lose, right? Like that's kind of the longest short of
Yeah,
it.
it's
Is if
very
somebody
difficult for me to do it. It's basically very hand dependent if I can do it. If I don't get
Well,
my card, I can't do it.
I was gonna say, if Slug had managed to overthrow, he still would have lost, but
No, he wouldn't have. He would have tied with Endgamer, and he
Endgamer
would
was
have
at
won. because
41.
his turn. No, because there's not a second scoring. It's you just get the overthrow point.
Okay.
Yeah, I counted it. He would have gotten his 11, which would have brought him. He would have won because he was at 9.
How do I win for 11?
Yeah, because
Because
we
there's not a second round of scoring.
we
There's no
wouldn't have
second
had
round of
that. Yeah.
scoring. There's no second scoring. It's just you. The person who overthrows just scores their overthrow
Gets those points and the
that's it.
game ends. Yeah.
Yes, there is not a second scoring.
Oh, so we don't even finish playing out the hand.
No,
Right.
yep, you're done. As soon as the overthrow happens, the game ends.
But I mean, I have to be dealt.
Right.
Hard.
Right. It's a
Like-
very shoot the
Yeah.
mooneth kind of thing because you have to
It
see
is a
like
little
It's not shoot the moon,
Yeah.
it's pray for the moon. You
Yeah.
know, like I have no control whether
It's
I
a.
get the card
I
or
will
not.
say this: just the way you're describing, where it's like, oh yeah, if you overthrow, you're like 99% guaranteed to win. This is a very like golden snitch type of maneuver.
Yeah,
here.
it is.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
mean, we were close.
I mean, that's the thing. Is like we were close, so someone was close to just winning because of overthrow.
Hmm.
The
Which
main thing
means-
about yeah. So the thing about overthrow is When you approach the kind of overthrow event horizon, you moving yourself into the overthrow event horizon is adding a lot of variance in, and you kind of know what your hand is because the majority of hands are face up.
Hmm.
Majority of people's cards are face up. You can figure out, at least again, to
I
a
think
certain extent, whether or not you are likely to be able to cause the overthrow or
Right.
right.
I think that anything that's over here should kind of not be a scoring condition, almost,
Mhm.
because it just kind of happens. Like unless it
Yeah.
can be determined that it was like through actual like savvy play, but it kind of
Mhm.
just feels like either like a lot of the stuff is either the game has decided who won or the deck decided.
Right. And that's
Mhm.
where, like, if this line was up here, that would, like, maybe push it towards, like, oh, I had to actively work towards,
Yeah.
these two landing in this spot, because
Or
I had
just
to.
work harder in the beginning
Yeah.
to get
Right.
those. Since that's
Also,
Right.
speaking of which, is the only reason these are even divided into 3 sections is for this one faction?
It's that, and then it's also like a signaling mechanism,
Okay.
like letting people know that the political atmosphere is getting increasingly heated.
Heated. Interesting. I do have a. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Ned. Are we moving into freeform question and
Yeah.
feedback?
Yeah. No. No. Yeah. I'm done asking questions.
I'm
Right. So
informing a list.
Yeah.
yeah, I did have a. I guess I had a question for everybody else, which is, and I guess I probably probably should have asked this question before I asked both of you to come on for a trick taking episode. But are there trick taking games that you do like?
Lots of them. Actually, the one that I'm playing right now, I'm super obsessed with, but also it's
Also,
more of a randomness problem because
Hmm.
I'm still trying to figure out like I look at a hand, I still can't figure out what I'm supposed to do because it's like
Mm.
it seems like in that situation, in that game, the deck decides a lot of what to do. I'm actually almost at the point already that I'm super obsessed with it. I almost bought like a super expensive small run copy. It was like $100, and now I found it on iOS on Trickster's Table. I've only been playing it. I think I've only played it like 10 times, and I'm really feeling frustrated because
Mm.
breaking through it is just like kind of tough. Like, and I play a lot of trick taking games, and I feel like I know it
Mhm.
pretty well. But for some reason, the way that it's put together is like, whoa, okay, what? I don't know what that was. And
Right.
then I then sometimes I'll win. And I was like, oh my god, I won. I think I understand. No, 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 I don't.
Right. I mean, and I guess I kind of felt a little bit that way about this game today. Is this is the third time that I've played it, and I was finally like, I think I'm starting to understand like what I can be doing. And it was only really the last half of the second hand that I was like, okay, now I just have garbage cards and I'm not making any choices. But I felt like
Mhm.
up until that point, like maybe the last two hands of the first round and the last like three or four of the second round is when I had kind of been like, okay, crap. I'm like out of decisions that are actually impactful to me. But up until
So,
that point, I felt like I was making impactful decisions. But
question to you then: your
yeah.
third time, now you're finally getting it.
Hmm.
But how many more plays do you get? Like
Um,
now that you're like, oh, I think I solved it. Like, does that make you want to play more? Or are you like,
right.
oh,
And
I,
that I
I think I
think
get
a
it.
little bit falls to the kind of feel like it's the boss of kind of trick taking games, especially one where you have asymmetricness, which is like,
Mhm.
is this the balance that made me win, or is this me playing well that made me win? It's like you almost need to play with the same four people, playing as different factions each time for 20 total times, and then go, okay, how many times did Endgamer win, and how many times did the secession win, and like, or whatchamacallit, the
Or who understood best how
Yeah.
to score for the faction?
right,
Mhm.
exactly. So I think I would play it probably at least another dozen times because I really like trick takers. I know a lot of people who, the people that I play with in real life like trick takers also, and it's like I could definitely see kind of like, I think that you kind of hit the nail on the head a little bit in that, it has a little bit of that root quandary of like half of the fun of the game is figuring out the game, being like,
Yeah.
what is happening here? How am I supposed to be playing this? You know, like I feel
Try
like
to solve the puzzle.
right, and I
Okay,
feel
the
like
Yeah.
puzzle is done now.
right, and I feel like Cat in the Box has a little bit of that problem too, quote
A lot
unquote
of cheating.
problem, which is like okay, now that we figured it out, yeah, okay, I basically have it. But it's how long is that process and how fun is that process? And at least for me, this was a fun process. But I'm sorry.
Today I found it frustrating process.
Yeah.
I don't think I got a chance to answer in there at all. I
I'm
don't
sorry.
play a lot of trick-taking games. I've basically only played the ones I've played with you, realistically. So I think Cat in the Box is pretty neat.
Right, you played Cat in the
Um,
Box, and you played
that's-
my horrible trick taker that I'm probably putting on a shelf for a very long time.
I forgot about that. It was not good.
The Uno trick taker? No, it was not. That's
Yeah,
not good.
boy, that's a brain burner. That
That
Uno one. Yeah.
I'm not sure it was a brain. I forget what even
Yeah.
my specific problem was. No, Cat in the Box is good though. I mean, I liked Cat in the Box, but it
Mhm.
did things in an extremely unique way.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I just never played Hearts or anything growing up, so.
Right. I mean, in a way, this reminds me a little of Cat in the Box, where like a good half of the game is like really manipulating what's happening on the board as opposed to the cards in your hand. And it's how well
Yeah,
can you manipulate that board versus how well are you playing your cards, kind of.
yeah, but the thing with Cat in the Box is the board you're manipulating manipulates the same pieces for everybody. This one
Yeah.
has like 4 times as many things to manipulate, and
Right.
they really only affect you.
Yeah.
Can I fill my meter faster than the other person fills their meter?
Hmm.
It's bordering on what I like to call the Yahtzee problem. Are we actually playing a game together, or are we playing the same game separately at the same time?
Mm.
Mhm.
No,
Which
No,
go ahead, Ned.
I think that
It
that's
stops
maybe
being that
a
when we
little overstated. Where I do think that you are making decisions, but I do hear that the quality and the quantity of decisions being made would be better if it were.
We're
yeah,
higher.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just
my-
don't have a. It's just like I'm looking at like how the scores rolled out too, and I'm like, I got second place. I
Mhm.
literally don't know how I did that.
Mm.
I don't think I should
You,
have gotten second place.
you had three. You had what? You had two of the blue issues.
And then
Um,
one of the VP markers. You had like 4 of the
Yeah.
VP markers, and I still beat you out.
I had three of the VP markers. Yeah, the VP markers are like a sauce, right? Like they're not the
pretty
basis for
They're pretty
scoring.
weak, but I think
Yeah.
that the thing though is like we scored roughly. I think at the end of the game, the same amount of points between like my blue orders here and then the VP
Yeah.
markers you had. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would be more interested if what we are trying to do was not so obfuscated so that we at least knew if we were making decisions. But I feel like unless you walk into it already knowing kind of what your goal is or like what your team's goal is, like obviously you're kind of on a team, you just want your side of
Yeah.
the team to do better. But if you have no idea what either person is trying to do, there's no real table talking. It's hard to do political maneuvering. And I think it's just like the web is kind of not helping it even be visible, where that would be, because then it's like, well, once everybody kind of knows what's going on, well, then maybe you could talk more about what is actually happening. But at least at my experience in the game, it really just is like, well, I was either chosen to win or, but that's where it's the obfuscation. It's like, I wish I knew whether
Yeah.
or not I had made good choices, but I have no idea.
Hmm.
I had
Yeah.
no idea. And now the game is over and I'm like, well,
What would I
don't
do
know what I
differently
did.
You're
next
like,
time?
well, I
And you don't
clearly
know
made the
what-
wrong
yeah.
decisions. I
Yeah.
don't know which of the ones that I made was actually
were
wrong.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to chime in at this point. I knew what my goal was. Like I looked at the board, I looked at my card, and at least for me, I immediately understood what wins for me.
Right.
Yeah.
The problem really did just come down to I was not able to make the decisions that pushed me in that direction. At least not that I felt like something happened. I came in second place, but it's like, yeah, I understood. Like, I see. I need crowns. I need these blue orders. I need this section to go up. Like I understood how to win. That wasn't an issue for me.
But I just mean as far as like because of what everybody has, like how it's going to play out.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially if it's such a historical game and all of this is very historical, like the fact that this seemed very easy to bring to the top. I don't know if it constantly is because that's a historical theme
This
of
is
it.
what, yes. So
But
I mean,
if
to
we
talk,
knew what was
yeah,
supposed to be happening, then we could at least, make our alternative history as
Mhm.
best we can. But like, I don't even know what the pins want. I mean, kind of. You told me a little bit, but like, okay,
Well,
how do I
at least
make that happen?
at least from what I can tell, like these are basically just all going to go up at roughly the same rate. It's really just down to what cards people use to either win with or come in last with, so they can take a new turn. Otherwise,
Right.
they should like average out to about the same.
I just mean
that's not
beyond
true
these
though.
things, because that's really just your scoring.
Yeah, it's not true though that they're going to come at the same rate. So there's no crown reds. So the crowns are going to be less developed than
anger.
the other
Less
suit.
inflamed.
Yes, the crowns are going to be less. The wheat and the scepters both have like a shared interest in pulling out reds, and so there's going to be a tendency for them and winning with reds. There's going to be a tendency for wheat and scepters to be further up the track than the others. In just like random outcomes.
That's kind of where I feel like we need to know that.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was your question.
Yeah.
That was my question.
No.
Somebody's
I wasn't
question.
sure if it was freeform yet or.
Yeah, we're
You had started
freeform.
with the trick-taking thing.
Yeah, no, totally.
Then I went all over the. Because I have a couple things that I wrote down.
Yes, please.
Larger hands. I think that the rounds need to be longer so that you have more choices to make. I actually really like the flip down, flipped up, because later in the game I was realizing that like I could make a choice about like my hand sucks, but there are hidden cards, so maybe I want to put that one out here so that I can see more of my hand. But I also think that would make the game, like the choicier part of the game, a bit more, as far as trick taking of it, to enlarge in that part of it. Like I've been playing the Lord of the Rings one, and like some of them have like 12, 13 hands, right? So there's more choice about like, well, do I want to do this or do I want to do this or. I also wish that maybe there was less perfect information about the cards, like how they all get dealt out. I like how the 16 down ones kind of obfuscate that one. But I also kind of was thinking like I almost wish that the card distribution was not so classical. Like I feel like you could do a lot with like a fifth suit that is like wild. Where it's like then you have more choices about like could F this guy.
A Trump suit.
Yeah, or just like a wild suit. Or like it wouldn't be Trump that it wins everything. It'd just be like it could be used a versatile.
It could be used in any argument. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's something that I might experiment with.
Right.
I
mean, bouncing off of that, I mean, you also are not specifically not using the like standard for suits.
Yes.
So there's nothing to say that you couldn't have like one suit have 16 cards and another suit only have 11 or something like that.
No, I'm gonna say no
like-
on that right now. That's
I'm just
Oh yeah,
crazy.
they shouldn't all be different.
I'm
They
just
shouldn't all be different.
right.
A wild suit maybe, but like if there was a wild suit, reduce the number of cards in the other suits, say. Because we all know that it's more about the higher and the lower. There's a little bit of variance in the middle with you can do something for somebody else, although we talked about how it's hard to really tell whether somebody do that or not, but at least you have more choices or more things to talk about, that kind of stuff. Like if there was, and maybe instead of like 13 cards for suit or something, and then there's like maybe so maybe there's some cards that no one will happen, but plus you've got your hidden hand. I think it reminds me of, has anyone played Jarvis from
I
like
have not.
Crew?
No.
It's their second player variant where they have some cards like down.
Mhm.
Choose
Mhm.
cards from the dummy player to reveal other cards. So
Mhm.
you get that kind of bonus of information. So I like that. And I think you could maybe kind of push other people into things to spend their
Mhm.
cards, see what they'll do, and then force to reveal the other cards that they have. So I think that those kind of things. I also the components I think could be better utilized as far as
Mm.
like I almost wish that the cards told me what they love. Like Queen of Eagles, you love, and she's like, oh, remember, I love franchising. Right, right. Like
What?
I wish there was like more UI on the cards, so I was not like my eye was not here and there and here and there and looking everywhere. That I could just look at my hands and because I know what does everything.
Mm.
Like what the wheat faction cares about without having to look at it.
I think the wheat
Mhm.
faction cares about winning wheat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
I
mean,
I
they
think
also
that's
care about like the fires, and they also care a little bit about
Yeah.
some other things. I mean, that could also just
yeah. I was just
go down to
I,
like there being like a reminder card here. Like instead of having this card where everyone has a different card, you could have 4 of the exact same card, and that
Mhm.
or
Well,
or basically the same card where it's maybe yours is always on the left, but it has everybody's information on it. So you can be like, okay, because it was really important when like it came up and you were like, oh, we're gonna talk about this, and I was like, we cannot let him win that. He's gonna get 8 points per each of them. It's like
Mm.
instead of
so
saying that out loud, everyone being like, okay, we all know he can't win that because that's gonna be
one
bad.
of
well,
one of the
okay,
reasons
so
hold on a second, because one of the reasons that I was saying that about like
Mhm.
putting like more information on the cards is also just
Mhm.
like a chance for some flavor text to get some of the
Yeah.
theme out, because right now someone bugged me for saying but that's but I also feel like I'm confused by some of like the choice of like tokens and stuff where I feel like
Mhm.
it could be like I don't know. I almost kind of picture them as little cards, or I almost wish that this part of the board was open so we could just play all the cards to the board that everybody can
Mm.
see. And I wish that all these scoring conditions were on the board so that everybody was
Mhm.
constantly looking at what benefits, like what is everybody scoring for. And that's kind of where I wish and this is really large, but it's also like you get it for playing the cards that's in second, but it's like very far to one side. So some of those just kind of like little layout
Yeah.
UI kind of things, because the tokens, it's like sure they're very like space savvy, but they could just be like little European size cards or like X cards or something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, totally. I'm very much all ears about the UI layout of this because you as you can tell by the beautiful quality of the board, UI is but ha ha ha. Uh,
Mhm.
I do hear you about wanting to include more of like historical information. Currently, the way that I have it is that I have a great addendum that talks about like who are all these face card people, who talk about here's what these issues are, right? Like this is what when we're discussing law, this is what we're talking,
Right.
So
right?
that's what I wish
Yeah,
was on the cards.
yeah,
Right, on the cards,
Right
or
now,
even just like under law or under veto. Like if it was just like
yeah,
these people are arguing this and these people are like one sentence here, just to be like,
yeah,
why do these people give a crap about vetoing, and what the hell
right,
is franchise, and why do like? And I know distilling a political thing down into one sentence might be kind of hard and tricky, but
yeah.
just the like
No,
long and the short of being like these people
yeah,
want serfs and these people don't. You're like, oh, okay,
yeah. I
cool.
mean, yeah, that's you nailed it on serfdom. Yeah, these people want serfs.
Right. This one very easy. Franchise is like these
So this
people
is
do
so
want
this is
franchises.
so this is the red split issue. This is are there property requirements to the franchise
Mhm.
to voting? So like the Eagles want property requirements for voting. The Wheat does not want property requirements for voting. Um,
Right. And even just like
yeah,
that sitting there, like that
yeah,
sentence sitting underneath this, I think would add a lot of like the flavor to that political context of being like
mhm,
being like,
Just with arrows.
or like,
Point. What is it?
right,
Yeah.
being like, as you play your card, you'd be like, I do want us to have land, huh? Like in a weird way, you're like almost role playing a little bit,
Yeah.
and I guess a better way to phrase that, in a weird way, you're asking us to role play a little bit, but we have no idea
Yeah.
what our role is that we're role playing.
Yeah.
So we're just like,
Yeah.
I want red thing happen now.
I will say I can kind of guess, like, oh, the wheat. Oh, that's the common man. That's the working man, the everyday guy. And then we have 3 factions that just look like royalty.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I could not even begin to guess what the difference between the scepter and the crown is.
No idea. I've played for 3 times and I still do not know the difference politically.
I
wish we
mean,
could.
I could tell you.
No,
that-
I know
No,
you
but
could tell
I
me.
think
My point is
I
that
think
the game
I
should
wish the
tell
game
me.
was telling me.
Yes,
I wish the
yeah.
game was telling me.
I'm not sure. Honestly, I do want you to, like, if you could in like 2 sentences tell me the difference
Yeah.
between the crowns and the scepter.
Yeah. So, right, the situation as it was is that the nobility, who was not the king, had an enormous amount of power. And so the crown is the king and the people under the king who want a more like absolutist monarchy, like you had in Prussia or in Russia, or up until very recently to this period. Whereas the scepters, like they're the people who are in charge. So like the king, and this is why the game is called Rex Regnat, is there was a debate about 100 years before this that was settled as Rex Regnat non gobernatorat, which is the king reigns, he does not govern. So this part of this game is like revisiting that question, and that's why you guys are on the same side, kind of, but you do have different things that you care about, and like the split really is around how much in charge should the king be? Should the
Like a
king be really
monarchy
in charge
versus
or
a
not?
figurehead type of thing.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because right
Old
now
school England versus nowadays England, basically.
Yeah, or to the people that they're comparing to are like they're comparing themselves to are like Catherine the Great, right? Where she can just like order people around and do stuff. Whereas the Polish king could not do that.
Right.
And the nobility had freedom, the golden liberty that they were trying to preserve, right? Like they were arguably Poland had enormous freedom for people who were important. Just if you weren't landholding noblemen. But yeah, anyway, that's one of the reasons why
I wish
I
it
said it
looked
here.
like
But I
everything you were
do
talking
want to
about.
convey that better. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh no, I was just saying I wish it was
Yeah.
laid out so that
Yeah.
I knew all of that,
Yeah.
because it makes it seem more interesting. I think like the
Yeah.
larger rounds and larger hands and some wild cards would throw in some more choice in that part. But I really wish I was getting the juice
Mhm.
the juice out of it. There's a comparison I could make to a game called Tricky Time Crisis. I don't know if anyone played that.
I have not played that.
So it's a must not follow game.
Mhm.
It's a scoring. It's actually a combination of Potato Man, one's played that, and David and Goliath. It's like the scoring from David and Goliath. So it's actually a little bit convoluted, so it's not going to make sense when but basically it's a must not follow game, and there's one suit that is Dr. Tricky Time, villain, the crime fighting, and then the other suits are all like super who have superpowers. So there's one card in the suit superpower, and then everybody's super, and you're basically trying to do this, and this must not follow, so everyone has to be a different character.
Right.
And then you total up the numbers of the heroes, and that's versus the villain. So you have like the villain cards are all very high and the other ones are lower, so you're kind of like working. It's very mechanical in that sense. When you win, it's like you have a choice over what you get from the trick, and if you don't, you're forced to take stuff. And the scoring is basically like if you have one card of a suit, you get the number printed on it, which can be like 32. It's a tricky card. That can be really big. But if you have more than one card, they're just 2 points each. So What happens? It's a convoluted mechanical game or whatever. But goddamn, if that does not feel like you are all superheroes.
Hmm.
Hmm.
The villain always changes, but there's such a thing of the scoring about like trashing other people. Like, well, we can't have them win because then they'll get choice and they'll give me all these cards that'll ruin my scoring.
Mm.
So it's constantly this semi-cooperative element emerges from the game that makes it feel like the game. So the trick-taking part can be almost as crazy and ridiculous as it wants because it feels like what you're doing. And that's where I wish this like felt like what we like I felt we were like working with our teammate to make sure that our goals were done, but overthrowing other people while fighting against this other thing, but sometimes having to make concessions to them.
Hmm.
And I wish the cards felt like arguments. Like I guess that's what I was saying with like the words
Yeah.
and meaning the thing is like a 7 doesn't feel like a pretty strong argument to me. It just kind of 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I almost wish that it was like there's this version of Botswana where all the animals, like the numbers in the suit, the animal gets like closer and closer to you, and that could
Hmm.
be like a simple way of saying like, putting this crowd like closer and closer or something like that. And I like that if I secretly have the queen of eagles, she's in my pocket. You don't even know that.
Mm.
Right.
You don't even know that she agrees with me. Wait till I give you this argument that she put out. Ha ha! And you thought
Hmm.
you knew what your wife was thinking. Is it the king's wife? I don't know.
Right.
It's not, but not important. Not important. Yeah.
But yeah, I wish that it was more just
Yeah.
about like it felt more like the strength of the argument instead of just it's very mechanical right now, but I feel like
Hmm.
that's what makes it a little kind of that and the lack of choice kind of make it feel a little deader than it should,
Hmm.
especially for such a lively topic about debate, trying to
Mm.
make sure we protect certain things.
Right.
Yeah.
Is this for farmers? Is that what it is? It's for wheat picking
Yeah.
nobody.
Yeah.
You know, who is the king of wheat pickers? What does he just have a pitchfork? Who is he?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like these are all historical people, and I can talk with a historical addendum, but I think
But I
you're
wish I
right
didn't
that
have
I
to.
could do a better job of conveying that, right,
Yeah.
within
Right.
the game.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it is a big ask to be like, you're going to play a trick taking game about, the politics of Poland and in, blah, 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 all of that. And then you like, someone's like, okay, I guess, sure. And then you start to play the game and you're like,
It sounds really cool. Like it
okay.
thematically, it sounds like you're about to be having so much fun
Mhm.
and doing this really, juicy thing. But then it's kind of just like,
Hmm.
it's pins, right? Oh, it's kind of like spades, but it's pins. Interesting.
Yeah.
So it might be just trying to adhere to that a little bit. I think a fifth suit, less of
Hmm.
actual cards going out, and bigger hands with longer, juicier rounds would I
Mm.
think up the choice factor at least.
Mm.
But I
Yeah.
do
I
wish
mean,
that the rewards, the outrage part is a little. It definitely should not be a scoring mission.
yeah. I
Hmm.
mean, the question then becomes like, there are only 12 issues. Uh,
No, I think it can be. I think this can be accommodated. I don't think it's necessarily like you could stack the issues. You could have like you could double stack these, so you could have like the 2 and 1 and the 1
mm,
as two different versions of the policy
oh yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
Well, even like 10 cards
Right.
at the start, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you could have up to. I mean, you could. I mean, that's the thing is, you could even do this exact same deal out if you're stacking like that or something like that, and you would have it be 12 rounds, and then you just play through all of your cards, something like
Hmm.
that. Then you're not counting anything or having to figure out or discard cards from the thing. You're just like, okay, I have 12 cards, and we're gonna play 12 rounds, and at the end of that, I'm not gonna have any more cards left, and that's when we stop playing. Like,
Yeah.
um,
And this is
And
something
like
that I've
this,
gone back and forth about because the feedback I've gotten from a lot of folks previously has been when you start getting into the slop part of your hands where you don't have many cards that are on
mhm,
suit,
mhm.
you lose that control, right? And so playing out all of your hand, you end up with like weird situations. Like I think you saw that
Mhm.
um
Yeah, I mean, and I
Endgamer
definitely had
where
that happen for sure.
yeah. And yeah, I don't know what the right answer is, but there's
Yeah, I mean,
there's
I think
yeah.
I think because of the way that this was going, where you're discarding those cards from that hand, and
Yeah.
whenever you play them from, I just happened to be playing a lot of cards from my hand. So by the end of it, I didn't have any cards in my hand, and I didn't have any cards in front of me. So it felt like I was
Yes.
playing out my entire hand anyway, and I was just making decisions that kind of based off of like, I guess this is the most middle card that's revealed, so I guess I'll get rid of that. And it's like, oh wait, that actually would have been useful like three hands later, like.
Yeah.
So at least for me, the way that my hand was like working out, it felt like I was just playing out my whole hand. So
Yeah.
I guess in that case, I'd rather play out the whole hand and not have to be fiddling with and remembering to discard cards.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I
it's
think
worth a try.
I
Yeah.
think the public facing though, I think is really interesting thematically because it's like, oh, this one he always wins this argument. I
Right.
know all of his tricks for this one, but I don't know his secret thing been
Mhm.
holding on to. So I do like that part of it.
Right.
I
And it
almost feel
was
like
nice to be able to like look at my hand and be like, okay, I know that they have the eight and they have the jack. So if I want to get in the middle, I do have a nine. Okay, does that actually help me get me anything? And like, unfortunately, like I was doing all of that cool like math and arithmetic, and then like unfortunately, a lot of times it was like, oh, and then I'll get to do that because I know that you're gonna play off on this suit. So this is already here, so I don't get anything for this. Like
Yeah.
I did all the cool like behind the scenes math of my brain, and oh, I'll get to do this and play that, and then I don't get anything. Cool, it's like
I wouldn't be against like you had
I will
like
say it's getting a bit late, and I think I've
Yeah.
pretty much
No.
said everything I've got to
yeah,
say.
Yeah.
no,
No.
that's okay.
I have to head out not too far from now, but yeah.
So I'm probably gonna head out.
All right,
if
no,
you
yeah, you
guys
head
don't
out. Thank
mind.
you so much, Zero.
Ciao Zero, nice to see you.
Later,
Nice
man.
to see you. Nice to see you. Good luck with your game,
Thank you.
etc.
I mean, I wouldn't be so against like
Your whole
leaning into
hand being like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
no, I mean like leaning into the opponent tree. This could just be a player board with your cards on it. And remember, we wouldn't be on TTS, so
So it
our
would be
four
really easy to
cards
set up. Yeah.
would be face down.
Yeah.
But like our four cards could just be face down. If we want to look at our secret arguments, we could pick them up.
Right.
Like they wouldn't have to always be in our hand, right? Because then it's like, well, if you play it, you just have a reminder. Maybe your burn pile is just here.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, remember if you play it, maybe this is a fifth decker. Oh, if you play from here, don't forget, throw out one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how the board, like with such a thematic topic, the board could
Yeah.
say so much about what's going on, but our player boards could say
Some
like
of what was going on also. Yeah.
you could
Mhm.
even have these things like super obvious. But I do think that this turn order thing has to be set. Or I guess this
So
is how it would be set, right? Because you'd be
no,
playing
no. Normally, when I had, so I've done it with both having a set and not. When it was set, I had the allied powers across from each other,
Yep.
Hmm.
and here it ended up where the allied powers were catty corner.
Right. I do think that probably
Yeah.
makes more sense of saying like the allied powers do need to be against, on opposite sides of the table, because we
Yeah.
had a lot of like you being able to feed into me, or like I
Yeah.
think that does change the game quite a bit because you have common
Yeah.
goals. So you guys being next to each other like literally changes how the game plays out.
Well,
Doubling
yeah. I mean,
up.
I
I
think
think
the
the
fact that
doubling up.
I think that I was downstream from you and I was feeding into, like, I won the flag a lot, and like it was fine for me that you won stuff. Like I was getting, it was okay for that you took arguments that I was feeding you
Right.
because we're allied. Whereas if somebody else is to my left,
Right.
then I don't necessarily have that same ability.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway.
I also
Anyway.
think like this player board thing also serves as like, well, you've got your own discords, you don't have to throw them in. I do think that the middle of the board should be opened up for the actual trick arcs to
Mhm.
place
Yes.
on the board.
Yeah.
The king, you know, if the king's not there because
Mm-hmm.
it's not there.
Yeah, there
Mm-hmm.
is no reason for the
Burns
king to be in our
over.
hand. I mean, the king does have a unique back. So
Yeah.
when you're playing in real life, it's very easy to see. But yeah, I mean that could
No.
be a revealed card just as much as well as it could be one in your hand. Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like you don't really look at your hand. I mean, I guess kind of. I mean, you kind of know. It's kind of like your hand is the cards you're gonna have for half of the game. But I also think like that kind of this kind of layout with like this on the top
Mm-hmm.
because then everybody kind of knows and everybody kind of see. I think that the upside down thing I think kind of. Oh, I was thinking
Yeah.
other rewards, right? If you have a fifth deck in
fifth
and
suit.
there's extra cards, or
Yeah.
sorry, a fifth suit,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you could always have like a little reward, being like, well, mitigate your hand.
Yeah.
You know, like toss something out and like, draw one, or do you draw two and keep one? You know, whatever works for like balance or whatever. But that might be a nice like mini reward. If this is going to be like mini rewards, like consolation prizes, there should be some.
Mm-hmm.
Right, where it's like, ooh, now, that I think actually is a great thing that does play into what does end up keep happening to me in this game. That's my like only kind of small gripe is that there are points in time where like either the cards in my hand are garbage and you're like, all right, great, now I get to choose, and you're like, it doesn't literally matter what I choose because I'm going to be either in the middle or the bottom, no matter what I
Mm-hmm.
choose, because like I literally playing as what I was playing as. I only wanted red things to win, but by the
Yeah.
last quarter of the game, basically, I had only black cards in my hand and only black cards in front of me, and I was like, well, I guess I
I mean,
can't.
even if you can still win. Like I've relaxed that restriction. You can win. If you
Right.
win this with the black card, you can.
Right. And it was also more I had only black cards and they were only low. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a side, but if there had been
Yeah.
some sort of thing where it's like, okay, I'm gonna hit a middle here, but then I'm gonna get to throw two cards, one card back and get another card, and like maybe I'll get something
Yeah.
that's a little bit better. That would definitely fall into it. I did like. I don't think it ever actually came up for me, just because of how the cards in my hand fell. But I did notice that you did change that rule, and I liked that change because it's a change that I suggested.
No, and it does open up the game, and it does mean that like you are less restricted. Where if you have like high offsuit cards, you can still win
Right.
good.
I think I might have done it once where like I had the like a jack of crowns, and I was able to like win this trick and like be like boop boop, great, awesome, and then I can move this towards the crown. Done.
Yeah.
Which felt good to actually go
The
towards
dare
my goal.
part, the
Yeah.
dare part really has to I think crown.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it because I also support the crown?
Right.
You know, why would
Yeah.
she just tell me somehow, like a little UI or something on it that she's like, did you know that I care about this about law, but I hate religion? Because that way it's like I'm more focused on my cards, which is the thing that I'm thinking about doing, and less
Mhm.
about looking at these tracks. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Something about the tracks is like makes it really hard to be like, I don't know what to do. Maybe Zero's just
Mhm.
better at seeing it.
Mhm.
But it's like, well, some of them are like veto, but only kind of. So it's like I have to know like where are these gaps in stuff,
Yeah.
but I don't totally know. But those are the things that
There is this new
just seem a little.
this I think this is new UI in the background, right? This gray and red here.
Which.
Along
Yeah.
along
That's
those.
relatively. That yeah. This is newish UI. I had it. I had it at.
Right. I maybe I just didn't
Yeah.
notice it
Yeah.
at that. But that did help me a couple times where like there was something, this one was here and I was
Yeah.
like, is that mine? And I was just like, oh yeah, it's not because it's not in this red area. So
Before I had the symbols above, but
Mhm.
then cutting those and having the background let me actually like name the issues. Which.
Right. Right.
I just need
Yeah.
little arrows.
Yeah.
It is
Say,
interesting just like
give me some surfs.
I guess like game design wise that like it's
Yeah.
only twos or threes, that there's nothing that's like one on one side and like
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
I started off with it a little more symmetric, but I very early on broke the symmetry where it used to be everything was like threes, and then adding in the dead zone the issue.
right.
Yeah,
I guess I was
but
just saying
again,
like, is there a reason
you
that
gotta know.
right? Could there be even more of a
A
dead zone?
two-square
Is
dead
that
zone.
fun or not? I don't know.
Like,
In
why is
general,
serfdom only win for wheat if it's at the bottom? That's kind of
Mhm.
where I Like I almost
'Cause-
wish that was like a bar here that was
Yeah.
just like, is this like it's slaves, right?
Yeah.
Like this is almost like the threshold. Like I don't know how you do it with words or something, just some sort of thing
Right. I
on the
mean,
whole thing.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you could have literally just 3 words here of like the outcome if they win, the like neutral outcome, and the outcome if they win.
Or like
Yeah.
this
Like
is like
no,
emancipation
like
almost kind
yes,
of deal,
yes
right?
serfs, no serfs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wish
yeah,
that I just want that juice. That's all.
Right.
Yeah.
And
No,
and me as a trick taking person, I still enjoyed it. So.
Yay.
I'm a very much trick
No,
taking
no,
person.
I
I
know,
just wish
no.
we did more of it.
Right.
Like to me, that's where when you said arcs is very like trick taking light.
Right.
Right. Trick taking actions. Listen, this is definitely more along that, but there is a lot more game than just the cards, and I think that's why I can picture there being a little bit more componentry to kind of fill it out, because it's not really just the cards, it's more about how you interact with each other.
Right.
Yes.
It's about the battle more than the
not
tricks.
coming out.
Yeah.
That's also why I like the idea of having a spot on like player board where you put down your hand,
Mhm.
right? So that you're actually just like engaged and talking.
Mhm.
Raising your fist and saying, "No, we need this," but when you point to the
No,
board,
we
are you just
need
pointing-
slaves.
But then
Yeah.
are you just pointing to a track? Or are you pointing to a thing that like feels more like what you're
Yeah, I definitely think that there needs to be thematic juicing this up a little bit is important.
The next step.
Yeah.
It's always I feel like that's the trickiest part is nailing that theming to mechanics,
Ratio.
And it's actually it's a thing I've talked about a couple times on different videos of like, I think some of the games that do end up doing the best are ones that really do nail that. Like that's one of the reasons that like Wingspan is so popular. It's just like you're like, I have a water bird and I'm going to put it in the water area and it's going to do the water birds. I'll do this sort of thing. And I have a raptor and he's going to eat other things and I'll get extra points for the stuff he eats. Like the actual mechanical things feed into the story that is happening in the game. And there's so often that you end up with a game where you're just like, this game could literally just be squares and triangles and it would play exactly the same, like, so, but it's tricky.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Now I'm actually picturing, like, I can see almost how art would relate, because like the serfdom thing above that could just actually be like a picture of people being free in the farm, like growing stuff for themselves versus like, people
Yeah.
on the other side of the thing, like taking the thing for
Right.
themselves.
If it was like serfdom and then like
giving them nothing.
Yeah, like a little picture here and then a little picture here.
Yeah. Just like almost like more, I
Boom,
mean,
boom.
you've seen how crazy Euro boards get, but I mean, there's literally nothing on the board.
Right.
But yeah, I do wish that we were pointing at stuff that was not so, succession being near the throne with a bunch of pouting brats wanting to get in and be like, no, that's us. You're not. But those kind of things. But yeah, juicy.
Awesome. Well, that was Rex Regnat. I'm gonna get it wrong every time.
It's all right. It's Rex Reg.
It was awesome. I hope everybody is still watching. If you are, like and subscribe. Give us your feedback on this game. Go play the game if you get an opportunity. It's a lot of fun, and it has been slowly shifting and changing. Every time I play it, it's a little bit different, and I'm like, it gets a little bit closer every time. So, thank you so much for coming on, Ned.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye-bye.